Welcome into the Ringerverse. This is, of course, the Ringers Nexus podcast for all things fandom. We are. Jomi is playing Adeniran. You got questions, he's got answers. We are. Steve, the architect. Ahlman, welcome back.
Welcome back, Steve.
Great to be back.
Our Clark Kent is back.
Missed you, buddy.
Missed you too. Where did your adventures take you?
It took me to Chicago.
Sex clubs?
Yes.
I bet you did.
Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Great to be back.
Old man Van Heave, the receding resurgent hairline. Call Baby Chuck, the 24-karat closer. Along with us, the Midnight Collective, back in tow. Arjuna, sick man Ramgopal. He's back, the sickest motherfucker ever. He's always got a cough. Aleya O'Brien Zenieris. And behind us for this episode, if you saw a little bit of chocolate on your screen.
Do not adjust your sets.
Don't adjust your set. Don't try to get a little dollop. Because that chocolate drop, Jonathan Kermah, is behind you. Together, we are known as the Midnight Boys. Also, socials, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. For now, save Jomi's job.
Socials is going great. Thank you, everybody, for liking and subscribing. We're out here doing our thing. Let's go.
That's the fuck I'm talking about. We're now on YouTube. You can watch every Midnight Boys House of R Talk to Thrones episode on youtube.com/Ringerverse. Like, comment, and subscribe. Program! This Friday, House of R continues their Rings of Power deep dives. I've been shitting on Rings of Power consistently, and then the numbers came out, and the shit is going crazy.
People are liking this season a lot, actually.
People are going, it's going up?
Yes, it actually is. Like, my buddy who's like was really down on the first season, he's like reluctantly watching the second, and he's like, okay, this is actually kind of cooking right now.
Oh, he's fucking with it.
Yeah.
What's his name?
His name is JT.
JT?
Yeah.
Okay, he's white.
Yes.
Yeah, see, there you go. So
apropos today.
Next week, Agatha returns. Oh shit!
All right, be for real.
Okay.
Oh my god!
All right, bro. Come on.
Next week, Agatha returns, bro. Let me tell you something.
Have some shame.
Let me tell you what happened, bruh. Oh my lord, bruh. In what was it, 2020 or 2021? It was 2021.
2021.
In 2021, something happened, and it was magnificent and magnanimous. It was
Please stop the camera.
WandaVision, a show that changed superhero television forever. And from WandaVision came one transcendent character that we have been waiting with bated breath for the return of for years. It has undergone different titles, different showrunners, different whatever, but now she's here. Agatha is back, and we're bringing her to you on the Ringerverse. Fucking A.
You can tell the vibe is just hit, bro.
He's vibing right now.
But on today's show, we're doing our most problematic draft to date, the whitest movie draft. Charles, tell us why we're doing this.
Because we had literally an idea like a month ago discussing what are the whitest movies of all time. We're like, we should do an episode on it. And there's no content out there.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing the whitest movie draft.
Yeah. Chuck keeps it real with you guys at all times. Yeah, we don't have anything else.
We are scraping the bottom.
And
hey, we're making this fun.
And I'll be honest with you. I mean, there's an argument to be made that even when Agatha comes out, that there'll still be no content to talk about.
All right.
Hey, real emotions came out right there.
Agatha, nigga. That should actually be the. Hold on. They should
be
the
title. That should be the title. Agatha, nigga.
Hold on. Of all the titles they went through, they didn't try that one.
I can't imagine why.
That one would have really got people going. Just Agatha, nigga. Or niggas with a Z. Agatha, niggas. All right, we're doing the whitest movies of all time draft. It's going to be very fun. Spoiler for all white people and white adjacent movies ever.
Spoiler for white
These are the
people.
whitest movies that have ever existed. We're going to draft them. Spoiler for the white people adjacent movie draft. Steve, now.
Okay.
We're getting ready to talk about
white people.
You're listening to a reaction podcast. The spoilers are coming. All right, Charles, what makes a white movie?
All right,
A white movie. White.
When I was preparing for this, just in terms of the draft, I have two criterias.
Okay.
I think the most important, does the movie teach you something intrinsically about whiteness, what it means to be white, whether there's white family, white brotherhood, white love, whatever? Like, what does this movie, like, we were talking about it before. Steve brought this up. If you put another race, if you put a black person in this movie, would it fundamentally change the movie?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was one of mine.
That's the most important. And then I think the second, also important, does this movie, is it beloved by a section of white people so much that sometimes it's a little bit like, hey, yo, you're freaking me out a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it has to still be a white movie, but I think one that's on the bubble, I don't know if anybody's going to pick it. I love this movie. White people love a little too much. It is not a white movie, but it is a movie where I'm just like, when you go on a college campus, you like...
You shouldn't have mentioned it. I don't know why you did. Pissed me off.
Why? I thought it was off the table.
Why would it be off the table?
I don't know if it's a white movie.
Well, and that's the thing.
Well,
we can all explain the reasons and logic why we think that can be a white movie. And
then
by
just
the way,
bleep out the movie that I said.
Okay,
that's a great way to do it.
Just
a great way to
bleep
do
out
it.
the movie that I said.
And I think I want to like mention a slight caveat is like when I like if I'm picking something like I don't want to
don't get too involved. Steve.
I know, but it's like I'm not. It's not saying that. It's not saying that only. I'm not saying that like these movies that we're gonna pick are like only for white people or like can predominantly be enjoyed by white people or something like that. I think it's just more of the fact that like something intrinsic about it feels certainly white. Yeah.
So I got. I'm kind of along the same lines as Charles is thinking, but I will add one other thing. One other thing. The first thing that I went was just how many white people in the movie. What's the white saturation?
Okay.
Like how many white people do you have in this movie?
Right.
Because there are certain movies that I went back and watched them and there's just no black people in the movie. Then that made me think about Charles' second point, which is a very good point, and to what Steve also said as well. These are not movies that only white people can enjoy because a lot of these movies,
some of these are
a
a
lot
lot
of people
enjoy.
loved, right? Second one is, if you change it and you make the white movie, the somebody in the movie, white people in the movie black, does the movie still work? And
not so much work, just like change, or is
no.
different?
Does the movie work?
Okay.
Because there are some movies that if you put black people in them,
it just breaks.
They just don't work.
Okay.
Okay. The movie just it doesn't work.
Okay.
All right. Jomi, what about you? What do you think?
Well, my thought process was kind of along the lines of Charles's first one, which is like, do white people love this movie, right? When you talk to somebody, I went to PWI, right? So when I talk to people, I'm like, man, I love so and so and which. I'm like, brother, you speaking a different language. I never seen that movie before. I don't know what you mean. So that type of energy, when you go to see the posters on the wall, what they really mess with, that type of vibe was where my head was at going into the.
What was the one time that the white boys got you to indulge in something, and you was like, God damn, this shit is fire?
Will we see any of those on the board today?
We are going to see some of those
see,
on the
like,
board.
because a couple of times you was like, I remember in high school, it's like, hey, Mystical Bowers class, we're gonna be watching this at lunch. And I'm like, I don't know, I feel like, why would I hang out on a lunch period and watch movies with y'all? Nah, Van, this is part of the movie club. You said you wanted the movie club, and then you watch it, and that shit is fire. And then this would be like part of my thing was bringing these movies back to the homies.
Okay.
Because it had to pass.
Cultural exchange program.
Yeah,
Yes.
It had to pass the Ryan test. It had to pass the Ian test. It had to pass the Geno test. I put the homies on Seinfeld. I was telling y'all.
You put the homies on Seinfeld?
I put the homies on Seinfeld. I'm like, yo, Seinfeld is funny. And they're like, there's no way. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, bro. Bro, by the way, this was like 97.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
like, bro, this was like a lot. I'm like, bro, Seinfeld is funny. But we got to college, 98, 99. We was on that Seinfeld, bro.
Honestly, what? Because here's the thing. Mine are going to be like, I don't know if there's a deep cut, but like that like white hot American summer type shit.
That's what the fuck I'm talking
You
about.
know what I'm saying? Like that was the shit. I'm like, oh, these white people cook.
Oh, bro.
That was the movie.
That
That
was
was
American
the
Summer
movie.
is great,
Bro,
right?
I'm telling you, but stuff like that. Because there's other ones, bro. Some of the Albert Brooks stuff. That's
Yeah.
so white. But that shit is crazy good. It's so white. Like, it's so fucking white.
There's also some white movies where I'm like, dog, my whole board could be this shit, but I'm like, I can't pick a Woody Allen movie for this shit.
So
we got to get the draft order.
All right, let's go over the rules real quick. All right, Whitest movie draft. We get 6 picks. The categories are superhero, comedy, action, sci-fi, Oscar, wild card. As always, we go in snake draft order. Kerm, can you please tell us who is going first, second, third, fourth?
So first pick in the draft today, because he gave me a ride to LAX one time, is my guy Jomi.
Wow. That's like the biggest favor that you can do in LA.
Yeah.
That's real love right there. So that's the first overall pick. Second pick, it's time to give my guy a break, This seems like the draft where
he's got to be last.
He doesn't have to go last today.
He's got to be last.
I get to choose.
No. You don't have that type of autonomy.
This is my
you don't have that type of autonomy.
You don't have that type
This is my one home game.
Nah,
Come on.
No, Steve can't go.
He's got to be last.
He's got to
go last. He's got to go last, guys.
He's got to go last.
Okay.
He's got to go
Fine.
last.
I'm not going to argue. Charles, you get the second pick.
Thank you.
All right.
Third pick will be Van, because whatever. And fourth pick, Steve, you will go fourth.
Thank you, sir.
You got the turn. This is a big deal.
Turn's important. Turn is important.
All right. Who's running the draft?
I
Kerm,
mean,
you run it.
All right.
So
Jomi's first.
This is tough. You get the full board. You could take the white movie off the board, but it just feels like there's a lot going on. You know what? I think I'm gonna go. This might be a joy to look forward to, but I really don't have any other thoughts on this one. I'm gonna go sci-fi. My first pick. I'm gonna go from 1968, Planet of the Apes.
Oh wow.
Ooh. I wasn't that's
a good pick.
But
here's the thing. We're gonna, for this draft, we need a little bit more explanation about to you.
Right.
What makes Planet of the Apes one of the whitest sci-fi movies of all time?
The entire cast is white. Everybody in the movie is white. And then you have the apes of it all, and there's so there you go.
We already on some bullshit. I knew it. Whoa. What the Show me. Would you have rather the apes had been people of color?
In 1968, absolutely not.
So, do you think that the original Planet of the Apes is some type of commentary about black people taking over the world?
Say it is not.
It could. Hey, listen. Media is subjective. It's whatever you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure going to the theater. Remember, 68. Maybe they had them laws gone by then, but maybe not. Some people had to go sit in the back of the theater. You know what I'm saying?
God damn.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy. That's all I'm saying. You got to think about it.
Sitting in the back for Planet of the Apes is crazy.
Nuts. It's nuts. And that shit happened in New York.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
like it's a dystopian New York where it's tough. All right.
Tough.
Good pick. That's
I like that pick.
It's a good pick.
All right, so I'm going to go action. And for this, I just have to go with Fight Club.
Wow, that's pretty white.
Fight Club is like a good movie. Love it.
Yeah.
But first time I watched Fight Club, have you ever watched a movie where you just understood a certain type of white man just instantly better the moment you watched it? When I watched it in middle school, I went back, I'm like, damn, that's why y'all a little off.
Yeah. And the worst part is that it keeps getting misinterpreted as this terrible hero narrative when it's absolutely not.
That's what makes a lot of white movies, where it's just the director, especially a white director, will be like, nah, that's not what the movie's about. That's not what a movie's about. And then you got the incels being like, oh, damn, this was speaking to me. This was speaking to my heart. So Fight Club is up there.
Fight Club is a really, really inspired pick. It's also about the white man versus the white Uberman.
Yeah. The Brad Pitt within us all.
The idea of the white,
Right. The right Uber, you know what I mean? It's got a lot of things to it. That's a great pick.
A lot going on.
Okay, it's my turn. I'm going to pick what I think personally is the whitest movie of all time.
Okay.
And I'm going Oscar.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
I'm going Rocky.
Rocky.
Ooh.
Oh, this is controversial.
You got to explain that
This
one.
is controversial. You're not wrong, but this
I
is...
hear you, but I mean, this is what we're talking about maybe before the show. Everybody loves Rocky.
Let me tell you why. There's Rocky. Okay, so let me tell you what Rocky is about.
Okay.
So first of all, the inspiration of Rocky is white.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stallone saw Ali fight a guy named Chuck Wepner. And when he was watching Ali fight a guy named Chuck Wepner, you have Ali, the greatest fighter of all time, beating up on someone who just won't give up, right? Will just keep coming. Ali, the greatest boxer of all time, the blackest boxer of all time, just beating up on somebody, and he goes, I'm inspired to write a movie about that guy. Rocky is essentially a character who his defining talent is whiteness.
Yeah.
That is his defining talent. Rocky is the whitest movie of all time because you have Rocky versus Apollo Creed. Apollo Creed is by every metric better than Rocky. He is more experienced than Rocky at fighting at that level. He is athletically superior to Rocky. He is mentally in the ring superior to Rocky. The only thing that makes Rocky unbeatable is his whiteness. He just has this spirit, this otherworldliness.
So why wouldn't it be Rocky 2 when they jumped the ship? They like, Rocky wins this time.
Because Rocky 2 was a reaction
to Rocky 1.
Rocky 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're off to the races.
Seriously. And then as things went on, you got to a point to where they was like, hey man, can we like make Apollo Rocky's fucking sidekick?
Yeah.
The greatest boxer of all time. Make him Rocky's sidekick.
And then they kill him off.
Yeah.
So look, the movie doesn't have to be all white. There's a statement being made. Eddie Murphy has a great bit on how white guys was coming out of the Rocky theater.
Oh, yeah.
Like trying to challenge black dudes to a fight. Because Rocky fucked up Apollo Creed and he really won the first fight. Or it was a draw, right?
Yeah.
So when I look at it, there's sometimes this strength of the human spirit stuff that black characters don't get in these movies. It's not like Apollo Creed, who came from the fucking streets of Philadelphia. He was broke fucking too, but it didn't matter because Rocky had that thing inside of him.
That dog.
That dog. You can't even, it's like,
you're breaking the ribs.
It's otherworldly. It's, you beat on a man and he just won't stop coming. And he's like, duh, 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 duh. And then he wins.
Yeah. You gotta get something in this life.
Mick loves you.
This explains so much about your hate for Nikola Jokic.
Wait, yeah.
Can I ask this?
Trying for the human spirit shit. Dunk the ball. He actually, but he's different though. Nikola Jokic is kind of Apollo Creed. What? Because Apollo Creed was the most skilled. The hate on, I gotta apologize to all the fans of The Ringer. All right. I can take accountability for a lot of different things.
You've surrendered.
I can take, no, it's not even surrender. It's acknowledgement.
Okay.
I can take accountability for a lot of things. I tell a lot of stories. All of my stories are true, but only 80% of them. Okay?
What?
60% of the time.
I get it.
No,
I get that.
No.
I hear you.
Every story is true, but only 80% of the story is true.
Yeah.
Okay, the other 20 is for your entertainment.
Yeah.
All right, another thing is Jokic is just a bad motherfucker. And if you're hating on Jokic, because you got that little, I'm working on myself too. He's not Rocky. Okay. He's Apollo.
Can I ask this? This is one of my favorite sports movies. I don't want to
Anthony Davis is Rocky.
Wow.
Chill on my boy. Chill on my boy.
He keeps getting beat up.
Is Creed technically a white savior movie? Ooh. Because I love Creed, but now that I'm thinking about it, you know, Michael B. Jordan got to go back to the white man to like basically train him up.
Interesting.
The only problem is he was already saved by his black mom, and he's just getting extra saving.
Extra saving.
Extra.
Yeah.
So you're saying for a white savior movie,
he had a black woman savior, and then he was just trying to be a boxer and getting his head beat in, and he had nobody else to train him because he went to the black people first, but they wouldn't train him. So I don't know. Maybe it's a small S white savior movie.
What? What? Not what's the lowercase white savior movie.
Lowercase white savior. That's actually good. But so I would say Rocky. I got Rocky as being the whitest movie I've ever seen. Just a tribute to whiteness.
Very inspired pick.
There are going to be
a lot of game left.
There's a lot of game left. Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Steve, you got two picks.
Steve, you got two picks.
Pressure's on now. All right. I think for action, I think I'm going to take like probably the whitest like blue-blooded, red-blooded American movie that I could probably think of from the 80s, and that's Top Gun.
That's pretty good.
It's a good white movie.
I don't think anybody else like Tom Cruise can sell a like just ... American hero white man than that. And I think with even the iteration of Top Gun Maverick, it's the exact same sentiment over again, and it still works.
Yeah. They didn't let Manny cook. You know what I'm saying?
That was crazy.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
So
they
even
Jay Ellis is also in that shit. Shout out Jay.
Yeah,
they had Jay.
Shout out Jay.
But see, if they were doing Top Gun now, well, they did Top Gun Maverick, but let's say they were doing the first movie now.
Sure.
They would have to have like a old black guy in there that learned how to fly from a Tuskegee Airman.
Right.
That's how.
Like he flew those like biped things.
I'm just saying. Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
But see, this is what Hollywood should do.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood, I can woke your movies. Just like if you want to make,
woke that movie.
Let's do it. I can woke your movie. If you want to make Top Gun now and you want to make it a little woke, you have an old black guy in there. Because you know, like in Rudy, I don't know if one of y'all was going to pick Rudy.
It's on the list.
It's on the list.
Okay, so I want to talk about
list.
this. But like, you know how like you have like Maverick loses his fucking mojo or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's a black janitor in the fucking Top Gun program,
some like
right?
Bagger Vance type of like magical.
Yeah, just listen. This is how you woke it, and because when you woke it, you still got to make white people feel good about themselves, so they won't go see the fucking movie. And he goes, "Hey, you don't want to quit? Why? I quit."
The Tuskegee Airman is the janitor?
Nah,
you learned from the Tuskegee
he learned
Airman.
from the Tuskegee Airman.
Okay.
I was the best pilot in 1971. I got 3 patches for dog fighting, for mechanical. I got patches for the most Top Gun shit done.
Right.
But I let racism force me out of that. And now janitor here, just so I could smell the fumes.
And then he
from the
turns
jets.
back around and it's a ghost.
And no. How you get?
I don't know.
No, bro. He's not a.
How would they let a janitor be like a decorated airman?
But why you gotta be a ghost? They killed the nigga. Let the black man live.
I just killed a non-existent black man for no reason. No, he can't be alive. No, of course not.
Let's move on. I can woke your movie, Hollywood.
Woke that movie.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Okay. Is the hardest category comedy? I feel like the
No,
hardest
there's a
category
lot
is
of
comedy.
ways. That's the
That's
easiest.
the deepest.
Yeah, it's a
That
easily
bench is
bench.
deep. You
No. The
got
hardest is, and it's hard to
rom-coms.
pick, like the pick.
Nah, you can. I don't think you can go wrong. I don't think you can go wrong.
I know I
not.
can't go wrong,
Mhm.
man. Okay, I think for comedy, there's nothing that this director can't do that's like inherently white. But I think the whitest movie that this man has done. For comedy, I'm picking Wes Anderson's The Royal Tenenbaums.
Damn, that was on my list.
It
It
is.
was on my list.
First of all, it's brilliant. I love that movie. It's incredibly funny and good. But
Kerm, you don't know how to spell Tenenbaums.
T-A-N-N.
Say it again.
I would have just put the royalties and called it a day, bro.
Yeah,
There we go.
the royalties. Yeah.
It is. There we go.
Do you know what my only issue with this pick is?
What?
He has whiter movies, I feel.
I
like.
don't think
Does
so.
I just think that like
Bro, I think
there's
There's an entire
there's an entire yes I get it.
generation, like Chris Ryan Fantasy's generation of New York, who saw this movie and like was just like
Right.
activated.
It's but
okay.
I know what I'm
I
saying.
think the one before it is whiter though.
okay.
Wait,
well,
what's
if
before
anybody
Tenenbaums?
Rushmore.
Oh, Rushmore.
I think Rushmore is whiter.
fair. I think that's a fair pick, but I think that level of like affluent New York with both the soundtrack and particularly Gene Hackman's character is like really like some incredibly like old money New York wealth that like again is kind of being played with for the most part of that movie to like amazing effect. It's like a really great movie. And he's talking crazy to Danny Glover in that movie. But I think that it's probably, again, you can split hairs as to what is the whitest movie in Wes Anderson's catalog, but to me, it's that one.
Okay.
I also think that movie is probably a top 5 depiction of crazy white families. Like that's like one of my favorite.
It's like pre-Succession,
subgenres
it's
of like this white family is crazy.
Yeah.
The only reason why I would say it's a great pick.
Yeah.
The only reason why I say he's gone whiter before is because at that point, he did try to diversify a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He did. He threw Danny Glover in that bitch.
But also, he was like, if Gene Hackman is just like, you want to talk some
you could call the Darjeeling Unlimited whiter just because.
I think he's gone whiter. But like, you know what I'm saying? I think he's gone whiter, but that's a really good pick. It's a good pick.
You're up next?
Oh, I'm up next?
Yeah, it's you.
I'm in a tough situation here because, you know what? I know that this movie is going to be available to me later on because there's one I really want to pick that's very, very white.
Mm-hmm.
What should I go with here?
Go with your gut, man.
So I'm going to go sci-fi.
Okay.
Back to the Future.
Okay.
Back to the Future.
So obvious reasons as to why.
Now let me tell you why.
He's on the bubble.
Let me tell you why Back to the Future is white.
Right.
Okay. There's other movies I could have gone with here.
Yes.
But I'll tell you why Back to the Future is white. There's one scene in Back to the Future that makes Back to the Future one of the whitest movies ever.
Okay.
So Back to the Future is about white people with white problems. We're going back. Your family's not doing well enough. You want to be a rock and roll star, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of black people in this movie, right?
Yeah.
The one black person that's in the movie is guys in the second thing in the movie. But there's one scene in Back to the Future. Marty McFly plays Johnny B. Good.
Yep.
This is a scene that never fucking flies into. Marty McFly plays
wild.
Johnny B. Good. Okay? And one of the black guys in the band is Chuck Berry's cousin. He hears Marty McFly playing Johnny B. Good, and he goes to the guy and says, "Hey, you know that new sound you're looking for? Listen to this." It's Marty McFly invented rock and roll. That's so egregious. That's so egregious. I remember, bruh, rest in peace. My daddy would be like, I like this movie except for that one goddamn part. We can't have nothing. The whole movie is really not really getting in black people's face that much. Yeah. It's the 50s. There's no racism, right? We don't see, like, there's, I guess.
Gloss over that,
We gloss over that. It's the 50s. We don't see, it would be one thing if Marty would have got actually hit by a car and the car was some black people in it, and then after that, they took the black people and they fucking lynched them because that's how it would have gone.
Jesus Christ. But there's a scene with the mayor. He's like cleaning the diner, and they're like, he's gonna be mayor.
Yeah, I'll be mayor.
Yeah,
that might be Back to the Future 2.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
Is it?
No. That might be Back to the Future 2 where that happens. Maybe. But anyway, and so all of this we gloss over it, and that's fine. That's extremely white to pretend like racism in the 50s is glossed over and all of that. Mm-hmm. But we're cool to stay out of it.
Yeah.
We'll stay out of Back to the Future.
It's not that kind of movie.
It's not that kind of movie. Mm-hmm. It's not about that. Even though there's terrorism, stereotypes and stuff. We'll stay out of it. We'll stay out of it. But
here's the thing. I could argue, make Marty McFly black.
If you made Marty McFly black, that movie makes absolutely zero sense. What are you fucking talking about? If you're a black man and you go back in time,
1955,
if you make Marty, the movie makes absolutely zero sense. Oh, we're waiting for you here, nigger. Like you know what I'm saying?
Imagine a new black man show up.
Yeah, a new black man shows up in the town.
Well, if they did,
my name is
If
Calvin.
they did Black to the Future and everybody was black, I have to ask this question. If Marty McFly went back in time and saw that his mom had a fat ass, do you think he would hit?
Jesus Christ.
I think the answer's got to be no.
No.
The answer's got to be no.
No fucking way.
Totally not.
I was very upsetting.
Marty wasn't even wrestling with that idea in the movie.
First of all, and this is another thing that's funny about this. If you're a black person with a time machine, you have all different types of priorities.
Yeah.
You can't just think about yourself.
What's the time period? You gotta think about here.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a black person with a time machine, you gotta think bigger.
Yeah.
You gotta think,
I'm not going back before, like, the 90s is my cutoff.
Nah, dog. If I'm a black person with a time machine, I'm hitching a trailer to that bitch, putting some shit in the trailer. I'm going back and arming some people.
Oh, so you're like, you got a hatchback on the DeLorean.
I gotta at least warn somebody.
Motherfucker, they're gonna be like, Black witch, and they gonna burn you immediately.
I gotta bring back. I gotta bring the glamour back. I gotta do something. I gotta try something. The only problem is,
So you're Back to the Future Killmonger, basically.
Kinda. And remember, Marty also went back to
1855.
1855.
Right? Yeah. Didn't have that conversation.
Helped no one.
Yeah.
They're didn't help at all. Didn't lift a finger.
Whoa, he helped his Irish ancestors.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Had to invent the frisbee.
Right.
In a weird way.
So all I'm saying is, when I look at the movie, the fact that the movie, I'm disconnected from Back to the Future. It's fine. We can, whatever. White story. It's fine. But that moment that Marty took credit for inventing rock and roll, a cultural invention of Black Americans, I'm like, nah, this is white. This is white. It's the so it becomes a white fantasy at that point.
You guys aren't ready for this, but
I'm going Back to the Future.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man. All right. Where am I gonna go next?
A lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna go superhero because I think superhero is actually the one that's a little bit.
It's tough.
I'm probably gonna be ending up stretching the definition of superhero.
You know what? I'm gonna pick a movie that I love. This is a movie that I'm like, this is what I want to see white people do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking Scott Pilgrim.
Oh,
that's a white ass movie.
Okay, that's white.
Yeah.
Like, but in the best way possible.
That's white.
You know what I'm saying? It's a perfect time period of like pitchfork hipsters.
I don't know that it's a superhero movie, but it's definitely white.
You don't think so?
It's very.
I don't know that
it's a comic book movie.
Yeah,
it's a comic book movie.
I think we could stretch
that's
that
definitely,
definition.
I love it.
That's a good.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Because it's just like, when I first saw that movie, I'm just like, this is a great collection of white people. Michael Cera, I would argue, is a top 5 white boy, just in terms of like, when you think of what a white boy is.
That was peak, yeah.
It's peak Michael Cera. You got Chris Evans in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Even this goes back to kind of what we were talking about earlier. You can't do Scott Pilgrim if Scott is Black.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Also, it takes place in Canada. It's Canadian stuff.
Well, you could. Drake could be Scott Pilgrim.
Could be.
What else we got? Who's next?
Next category.
Who's next?
I think it's Jomi.
Yeah, I got 2. Okay. I'm gonna go Oscar. I think this is one of the most egregious films to ever get Best Picture we've ever seen recently. Mm-hmm. Answer's Green Book.
Green Book's pretty
wild. Yeah, that was more or less, that had to be there.
Viggo Mortensen solved racism, guys.
All of those movies,
Clap it up for Viggo Mortensen. Mm-hmm. It's tough. Shout out Mahershala. He got an Oscar for that. You know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do.
I refuse to watch the movie.
I can't, bro.
I've seen a couple scenes. I'm like, I'm good. I can't. For my soul, I just can't.
You just watch the fried chicken part. It's a little
that actually, that's a...
Like, they were in writing it, filming it, editing it. They're like, this is gonna get them.
It's actually wild because not Green Book has its own problems, obviously, but like a lot of movies that end up winning Best Picture, in my opinion, we really don't run back like that a lot. Even as good as they are, like I'll mention a couple like when I get to my Oscar thing, but like, do we really run back like movies that like really got Best Picture?
Let's think about the Best Picture ones that we run back. What are Best Picture? Did There Will Be Blood win Best Picture, or was it No Country for Old Men?
It was No Country for
Old Men.
Okay, so that one gets run back. Both of those get run back.
Like, is anybody rewatching Nomadland?
Oh, dog, no.
No. I haven't rewatched Birdman.
Oh, Birdman's great, but I haven't rewatched it. You're right. Argo's like
if it's on TNT or on the plane, you might watch Argo again.
What else?
Chicago? No.
You're watching The King's Speech?
We're always running back Gladiator, of course. But like, I haven't rewatched Shakespeare in Love in a minute. Like,
I've never seen that.
I've never seen Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah,
either.
It's good.
Yeah,
but like, it feels like it's like this fleeting like leaf on the wind type of phenomenon where like it's hot for like the 3 months that it's about to get nominated, and then we never talk about it.
Well, this is why Bill, I can't remember where he said or where he wrote it, but was like, we should do the Oscars like 5 years later. Right?
Yeah, reassess them for like what needed to be there
after 5 years and go like, what was the actual movie from that year that meant something?
Exactly. Nigga, that's the dumbest shit I ever fucking heard of before in my life.
I didn't say that. Hey man, what you coming in? I didn't say that.
But like it's making a meritocracy out of a moment that was 5 years prior, rather than like, hey, what did we mess with right now?
Yeah, but I mean, like, but it's a time capsule.
Yeah, you have to, right? You know what the fuck?
Why are you mad at me?
So
it's not his idea.
My question is, how many passes does a black actor get for agreeing to be in a white savior movie.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Viola Davis.
It's a rite of passage.
It's a rite of passage.
For all the greats.
The only person I haven't that I can think of that hasn't done it is Denzel.
Mm.
So there was a movie.
Denzel's never been in a white savior movie?
No.
You might be right.
Maybe Cry Freedom, but in Cry Freedom, he plays Steve Biko.
Mm.
So he's kind of the savior of that movie.
Yeah.
There was a movie called Love Field that Denzel was offered the lead in. But he did not take the movie because of the romantic relationship between the lead character in that film and Michelle Pfeiffer's character. That's what people say.
Interesting.
Because he didn't want to kind of do that then. Dennis Haysbert ended up taking the movie, and the movie ended up being what it is. I do not think that Denzel has ever done a movie that could be considered a white savior movie. I could be wrong. Maybe The Hurricane?
Hurricane Carter.
Because The Hurricane is a movie where the people from the Innocence Project or whatever it is come to save the hurricane, but it's still not really one of them. Not really. I'd have a hard press.
Interesting.
He's never been he's never driven Miss Daisy. He's never been the Green Book guy. Not that I can think of. Now, there are people out there that are looking through his whole thing right now that might be able, but I can't think of one. He's never bagged for Vance. You know, like he's never, I can't think of him actually.
But you know what?
That.
This isn't a white savior movie. I watched it. I did
Bagger
enjoy
Vance
it.
was the bagger, yeah.
You know what movie where I'm just like, this actor was probably right for dropping out. You needed actually a new actor. Rebel Ridge. I feel like we would have cooked Boyega if he was in that movie.
I still got to see that.
I honestly think this about Rebel Ridge, and I cannot prove this. I honestly think they had Aaron Pierce in mind the whole time. They really wanted. Aaron Pierce was one of the guys they wanted. I think John Boyega got that role because he's just a much bigger name.
Yeah.
And they wanted to sell the movie, right? And Aaron Pierce is much better for that part. And they cast him so fast, it made me wonder if John Boyega only got the role in it. John Boyega is a fantastic actor. He's an amazing actor. I'm not taking anything away from John Boyega. But Aaron Pierce did such a good job and they cast him so fast, it made me think that it really came down to maybe those couple of guys. And they went with Boyega because
you mean you need someone who can. Aaron is more of a physical.
He's just so much better for the role. For the role, yeah.
And Boyega, I feel like, is tipping that movie into more dramatic territory, and that's not what that movie needs.
He probably could have delivered, but the role seems written for Aaron Pierce, who I'm convinced could play Batman.
All right, man.
I swear to God, bro.
All right,
I need to see
man.
Rebel
I
Ridge,
like
apparently.
the movie, but
You talk about people who can't be played by black people. Batman is.
There was a really wild take that I've heard on the internet.
We got to invent a whole new universe. We got to change everything.
Have you heard the take that like the only reason that Batman has a cowl from here is to prove to the cops that he's white?
Yeah, I heard that before.
I know.
I heard your people came up with that.
It's me again. So I have a movie in mind. I just don't know what category to take it in. I got options. I think I'm gonna go wild card just so I can keep my options open later. Gonna go with Wolf of Wall Street.
It's pretty white.
Okay.
really,
It's in the vein of white guys love this movie.
true.
Yeah.
Love this
But
movie.
I love this movie.
It's a good movie.
I love it too.
Sure.
It's a good movie. But again, it came out 2013. I was, bro, and I'm gonna snitch on myself. You know how like we all have like songs we listen to in college, and we go, man, it was a good time, man. You know, like for me, there's like Future, the Drake album that came out in 2014, 2015, the collab joint.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, What a Time to Be Alive. Pretty much all of Future's run from like 2014 to 2017. There's a song.
Just turn to Kerm.
There's a song called Jordan Belfort that got played at the white people parties. That still means something to me to this day. I hear it.
That's
like,
just
yo,
nostalgia
man.
right there.
It's like, man, college was crazy. You know, because of this movie. So Wolf of Wall Street it's got to be on there for me.
Yeah,
It's
a big one.
This is a good pick.
It's a good pick.
All right,
yeah.
so I'm going to be quick about this one for Oscar. This movie, I could tell it was a different time because they showed me this movie twice in high school, and this would get teachers canceled. Now, in Oscar, I'm picking The Blind Side, which is one of the most egregious.
Yeah.
It's a white savior joint.
That's a white
It's top 5,
like,
just
capital W, capital S.
Yeah.
Kerm, do you think Blind Side is one word?
And it's The Blind
I
Side.
know it's The Blind Side.
Come on,
All right,
Kerm.
we're not doing this.
Yeah,
We're not going to
let him-
critique it.
Yeah,
It's
come
not
on.
that
Okay,
serious.
all right, Kerm.
You want me to rewrite it? Is
No,
that
no,
what
no,
we're
no,
doing?
no, no, no,
It's
no, no,
fine.
no,
Just
no,
take
no.
your job a little bit more seriously. Like,
It's weird, Kerm. It's weird that you lobby for it, but then you don't really want to do it.
would you be? I'll ask you this before we. Would you, if someone offered you $10 million, would you allow them to blindside your life? Like, you're going to have a hit movie, it's going to win Oscars, but the most important, let's say, Black mentor in your life is replaced with Julia Roberts.
No, because I can't. Nah, I can't do it. It would be one thing if you said something, but the most important Black mentor in my life, I can't do that. If the shit had really happened, if they had been like,
I know, not my mentor, just white mentor. They're gonna make a movie about your life. It's the
that I would do because like for $10 million. Because I have had when I was there are different people in my life, and some of them that have meant a lot to me, and there are a couple of them that are white. Just you know what I mean, that have meant a lot to me growing up and stuff like that. But
there's gonna be a scene where they visit you in Baton Rouge. They act.
We in the hood and they bring us some bread and chicken or something.
And then Will Ferrell it's Will Ferrell from the A Train.
For $10 million, I probably do that movie. I'm not gonna butcher it. but I wouldn't change the race. But if they said, "Hey, man, I want to do this with you and this person and whatever, I'll probably do it. You know what I mean?
Have you been on the other side of a blind side? Have you helped a young Black youth, taking them out of the hood, Steve, in Chicago?
Yeah, after he fucked their mom.
What the?
All right, so I need.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest.
Right.
If you were in King Von's life earlier,
it's your fault.
Wow. So that's my
you were in the
DeLorean
streets
trip.
of Chicago.
Well, how many drill rappers have you taken in?
Wow, that's not many.
How many
Can't
drill
say.
rappers can you name? Top 5 drill rappers right
Go.
now, Steve.
Okay,
name as me drill
it's
rappers.
Vaughn.
Okay.
And then 22 G's.
I don't even know who that fucking is.
Ooh,
I
Steve!
don't even know who that is.
Keep
That nigga.
Deep in the duffel.
I never heard of that. Who's 22 G's?
He's from New York. He did the
I'm
you
saying
would know him from
Chicago
that.
drill.
Oh, Chicago drill. I mean, okay.
Chicago drill guys. You name.
Okay.
You have to get
Do
to
it now.
five.
I can't get to 5.
You can't get to 5.
I gave you 22 G's. Is that not enough?
That does count for something because I don't know what that is. But like 5 drill rappers. Go.
Chicago.
You leaving out the fucking biggest drill rapper
Chief
ever.
Keef?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I didn't
know if he was technically drill or not.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Well, we'll move on because
All right, man.
All right, because
it's getting disrespectful. This is how they trying to do. They try to rewrite history. It's fine.
It's unfair to Steve to continue to have the conversation because he obviously doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
No, I don't.
Right. So
Obviously, I
That's
don't.
what I'm saying. So So like he's
All right,
uninitiated in this. Be asking Jomi about punk music and something like that.
That's fair. No, he's right.
All right. So it's not. So if he doesn't know. Okay. Who's up next?
You're up next.
Oh, me. Okay. Wild card time. I'm saving my superhero pick for last because I got a little curveball there. Wild card time. This is a movie. I'm trying not to pick biopics because some people have white lives.
What?
Some people might.
Some people have
I
white
have a
lives.
white life.
Yeah, you have white lives, and so it's kind of a
Certainly
biopic is
possible.
kind of unfair. It's the whiteness is baked in. This movie is so deeply white. It takes place in Boston. Okay.
Oh.
Came out 1997.
All right, know where you're going.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
That's some good white
It's not
shit.
your fault.
This is
It's not your
It's
fault.
not your fault.
first
It's
of
not your fault.
First of all, one of the whitest movies ever.
Yeah.
Get together, white genius living in Southie. Bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like white genius living in Southie.
That's where they keep them all.
Bruh, let me tell you something. If Will Hunting was D. Will Jenkins, when he was writing on that board,
You workshop the
all
name.
you would have heard was the shots. Bum, bum, bum. What? Why'd you shoot? I don't know what he was doing. Johnson, he looked like he was stealing the chalk from the board.
That Negro.
And then they're looking like, God damn, he solved it. Hey, erase that. Like, wipe the prints off your guns. There's no fucking way.
How
But
do you like them apples?
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
No, here's the thing though.
They
How
would've
you like
given-
them apple scene? They fighting. It's like
Oh,
after
yeah,
that,
yeah,
bro. It's
That's the-
kidding me?
Bruh, they're fighting.
Not only are they fighting, everybody else come out the bar to also beat his ass. Like,
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
Bruh, there's so many times they would have given up on Will prior to that. Will would have been given up on so many
No,
times.
Robin Williams would never get up on anybody.
Nah, he would not, bro. Wait.
Robin Williams don't got no black clients.
Hold on for a second.
Come on, bro.
And here's the part. That Robin Williams character is like amazing, right?
Sure, yeah.
Bruh, you don't want to know that character too much. Okay,
The character, yes.
Yeah, you don't want to know that character too much. Like, you don't want to go through his Twitter history.
No. You'll ruin a good thing.
You don't want to know what he did that night after he met his wife in South Boston. It's not a place to where you want to dig into. They're great. In their white world, they're great. We don't want to know too much about him.
Right.
Okay, I'm sure he's great and whatever like that, but when I look at that movie, I'm like, that's another Fight Club type movie.
Yeah.
That's
I
another.
love Good Will Hunting, though.
I love that
But also,
movie.
Ben Affleck's character has said the N-word. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
you know?
Like they were beating up people for no reason because they were in the 5th grade with him and stuff. Bruh, a couple niggas caught them hands, bro. So think of, okay, and this is not to bring up old shit. I know people gonna say don't bring up old shit. Think about even like the cool white boys from Boston. Think about like a Mark Wahlberg. And then look into his history.
Oh, yeah, you don't.
No,
Do
not
a
a cool.
Wikipedia research.
Whoa.
Do a
Hold on.
Wikipedia
Not
search
a
on
cool
Juan
white
Wahlberg.
boy now, but we thought he was a cool white boy.
And then he's
And
super
then we
not.
go back and we see, so
Are
like,
you James Earl Jonesing him? R.I.P.
well,
come
R.I.P.
on.
to James Earl Jones. I don't want to talk about all of that stuff. Y'all could talk about it. Shout out to Mark Wahlberg. He changed his life, his whole thing.
Friends with Jimmy Butler now.
Yeah. I don't know if Jimmy knows, but
Would Jimmy care?
Jimmy probably wouldn't care. But all I'm saying is, like, when you look at this, that movie is probably the epitome.
Right.
This is a good pick.
Yeah.
What? Ooh, you already put Rocky and Oscar, because I would be like, Good Will Hunting is really the Oscar.
Yeah, but I wanted to do a wild card. Oscar, I had to go with Rocky.
Okay. I like that.
All right, what else we got? Where are we at
I think
now?
it's me.
Yeah.
You got
me.
two picks,
Steve on the
Steve.
I
turn.
got 2. All right, so my science fiction pick. This is where I'm going to kind of talk about the hubris of white people, because I think
Oh, wow.
that
What
the
you
premise
gotta
of
tell
this
us about the hubris of white people,
No,
Steve?
let him cook,
the
let him
premise of this movie, I think, can only be executed by a fictitious white billionaire character. The only type of people that thinks resurrecting dinosaurs is a good idea is an eccentric white man.
I love this.
And I think Jurassic Park is a very white movie.
I love this.
Black people ain't going to Jurassic Park.
Nobody thinks
Yeah.
that like resurrecting dinosaurs is a good
Inspired.
idea. Like 5 times.
Can't believe he got this far without being drafted, to be
Sci-fi
honest
or
with you.
wild
Science
card?
fiction.
Really?
Yeah, science fiction.
I love this.
It's an inspired pick. I think.
We did it 5 times.
Well, here's the thing, right? The first you gotta cut him slack on the first time, right? Or the
No!
No. We're gonna look. I grew up loving dinosaurs, right? So in my head, I'm like, yo, bringing dinosaurs back, that would be kind of cool. Once they start killing the first,
Absolutely
the
not.
first couple people,
Yeah, but it is. But this is where the whole FBA versus
I need you to stop.
I'm just saying
I need you to stop.
they're
I need you to
African.
stop.
So they're different things. This is where the
What?
break is. Well, Jomi is saying that he would. So
Cut him some slack for the
let me
first
just say
couple
something
times.
real quick. Let me just say something real quick. There's a diaspora of black people.
Can't do this. We can't.
There's a diaspora.
This is not where I thought we'd
and
go when I picked
there are
Jurassic Park.
cultural differences within that diaspora. Okay, Jomi is saying that he would want dinosaurs to come back. There's no black American that would ever say that.
This
Okay?
is true.
Like I just gotta be. There's
is
no
true.
black American that would ever say.
I'm
that they
pretty sure
want
there are
di-
people listening right now who would be like, hey man, it would be cool to see a dinosaur. Then once they start eating people in the first movie,
If you
gotta-
bring back dinosaurs, they're gonna eat people.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, right. And so that's why to his point, after like the first time, you're like, all right, we got to cut it. We got to.
No, there is no first time. If you say, if I'm
feel like
okay,
it's
say
kinda
I'm a
cool.
capital investor, and my guy comes to me, he's just like, I should be bringing back dinosaurs, and I have found the marrow of in the mosquito. Now
Dino DNA.
spare no expense, and no,
Do you know what?
I'm not giving you
rule-
my money.
For me, do you know what rule a lot of the black people that I grew up with follow, what they live their life by? And we got to get out of this, but it's a true thing. We live life by one rule in South Baton Rouge, and that rule is what could go wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, that's what we've
Mhm.
been taught. Like, what could go wrong? And white people don't live by that rule.
No, and
Like-
that's
like-
exactly the thing. Like,
And
how
that's,
could that
that's, that's,
possibly?
that's, it's like, the thing is, what could go wrong? Hey, you want to go bungee jumping? Yeah, it could be fun, but what could go wrong?
Yeah,
Hey, you want to go hang gliding? Yeah, it could be fun.
These
But
are
what
really
could go
white
wrong?
and
activities.
it's
No, you're
Like, you know what I'm saying?
absolutely
If you
correct.
want to
Absolutely
go, you want to like put on a backpack and like traipse around the Australian outback for like 10 days, that might be awesome.
Mhm.
What could happen though?
Yeah,
And because whatever bad happens, It happens to us.
For sure.
So when we sitting around with the dinosaurs, we're going to be like, it would be dope to go to see a dinosaur and it would be a little rush of adrenaline.
Okay.
But how could that get fucked up?
Yeah.
And that could be a dinosaur stomping through Compton, eating niggas.
Van Lathan, woke that movie.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Woke in that movie would be tough. It would be, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Woke Jurassic Park right now.
Okay, woke Jurassic Park, like make a Jurassic Park for black people, is what you're trying to say?
I mean, yes.
Okay, so a Jurassic Park for black people, you'd have to make Hammond black, right?
Okay.
Sure.
So then if you make Hammond black, that changes the whole movie.
Okay.
Because that changes the dinosaurs, that changes everything. So that's the way you woke.
I know how you would do it.
How
actually.
would you do it?
So what you would actually do is they're like, gentrification is coming to Compton, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to enrich the community. So they're building a Jurassic Park
That was my thought
in the
too.
community.
Yeah.
Oh.
But they fuck it up. So the fucking dinosaurs escape. And now you got the Bloods and the Crips and everybody having to deal with
God
all these
damn.
dinosaurs. And
And
shit.
that's-
Wait,
but
did
not
they
woke,
appropriate
though.
the dinosaurs and turn them into
like,
weapons?
The white people come in, they're like, guys.
Wait, do we have
y'all gotta
turf
band
wars
together,
with
the Bloods and the
dinosaurs?
Crips. You gotta band together
Wait,
to fight the dinosaurs.
Wait, I'm sure I've told you guys about Black Hawk Down, right?
Yes, you have.
Okay,
yes,
yeah,
I remember
yeah,
this.
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
I've told you
this.
about Black Hawk Down, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I've
Yeah,
definitely told
the
you
black
guys
version of Black Hawk Down. Yeah.
Right, where the plane crashes, and then I told you guys about the movie that I was pitched when I was. I definitely told you guys.
Yeah,
about
I've
Black
heard
Hawk
this.
Down.
I've heard
for
this.
the people who
I've
haven't
told
heard
them
this.
about this. Yeah,
The people who haven't heard.
for people who haven't heard,
Real short.
real short. And by the way, true story.
Disown.
True story. I was working at a production company one time, and there was a producer that had a movie that he wanted to do, and it was called Black Hawk Down. And what Down was the name of it.
Was he black, please?
So he was fucking white. Okay. and like what this movie was about was that a Black Hawk helicopter crashes in the hood. And when it crashes in the hood, the people in the hood use the weapons and all of the stuff from the Black Hawk helicopter to actually fight terrorists that want to come, the people that shot the Black Hawk helicopter down. And one Marine gets all types of people from the hood, and but the way he pitched the movie to, he's like, imagine there's a Black Hawk helicopter going over some black area, right? It gets shot down by terrorists, it crashes.
Right.
All of the stuff that's inside the Black Hawk, including the Marines, the people band together to fight the terrorists that sat down. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, the name of the movie is Black Hawk Down.
Oh, he saved that.
For the end, of course.
Oh, okay. That's the
go
tag.
crazy.
Serious, or was this like a joke?
Dead
There was a
serious.
full fucking script. And it wasn't bad. Let's just be honest.
Amazing.
And it wasn't bad.
Who's next?
No, it's me.
It's
So I had
Steve
Jurassic
again.
Park.
True story, by the way.
Oscar is so tough for me because they can get wild or they can I'm gonna go with so this is one where I was just like, I got very annoyed because it just felt so white to see, and I don't personally like it, but I know that it's kind of beloved, and it was something that was like kind of like a really important movie to a lot of people in my life, especially, but like I can't not go for Oscar. I'm picking La La Land.
Oh, wow.
I tried to watch this last night in preparation, and
Yeah.
I made it 5 minutes in.
And I don't think I've
This
ever
ain't-
seen a more and I've only lived in LA for 5 years, but
Nah.
I can't think of a more like glossy, like whiteified version of LA. And Van, I know you love this movie.
Fuck that.
Desperately.
Yeah.
I have a desperate, irrational
Nah.
love for the movie
No.
to where I think the movie actually cuts through race.
What?
Are
you kidding me?
I think the movie.
Time out.
I think the movie actually cuts through
Wait,
race.
so when Way brought up Moonlight, they like,
he was like,
Yeah, Moonlight, you
Yeah,
actually
bruh.
won.
God damn.
you think
You think La La Land should have won Best Picture?
Hell
You
no.
think La La Land should have won
Fuck
Best
outta
Picture?
here.
Wow,
That
man.
take sucks, bro.
That is a raucous take.
Did you see what
I
Why do you love La La Land so much?
You hate black queer people, man?
First of all, Moonlight is a beautiful, amazing, transcendent film.
Okay.
And I love Moonlight. I really do.
But white people dancing on the 405, that's more important.
I like that song.
I think La La Land should have won Best Picture.
You want to know when I know this was the whitest movie? I could not finish it. They doing like the whole dance on the 405 or whatever, and they pop open the truck and it's niggas doing bongos, and I'm like, all right,
Yes.
I was like, get that
It's a
shit.
musical. I really do. I think that La La Land cuts through to something that's very. I'm not gonna wax poetic about it. That's like, but the movie talks about like what you leverage for artistic greatness, what you gain, what you lose, what it means to come out to LA.
You mean Whiplash?
No, what it means to come out. I mean, Whiplash is the same guy did it. What you gain, what you lose. He keeps going back to that same thing because that's what it's. I'm not gonna go on a whole.
And I'm not
thing.
and I'm not calling it.
If you want me to no. By the way, it's a good pick.
Yeah, no, and I'm not calling it white to detract from your perceived enjoyment or lack of enjoyment from it.
Mm-hmm.
But when I watch it, I'm just like,
the whitest thing about the movie and about Whiplash is that these are films that have to do with a character's appreciation of jazz, and there are really not a lot of black people in it. But at the same time, you know what I would say to that? I would ask the question about contemporarily whether or not a lot of black people have abandoned jazz. Whether or not I'm not from New Orleans, I'm from Baton Rouge, I'm from South Louisiana, the birthplace of jazz. And what I would ask is whether or not we're upholding cultural loyalty or interest in jazz.
Be fair, to push back, not to get on my like militant shit, but don't you think that has a lot to do with like the first thing that they take out of black communities in our schools are the arts programs. So
I agree.
You go to a white school, they got jazz class. I knew white kids who have been studying instruments since they were like yay high.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the hood, it's just like, dog, we barely can have the regular classes. You're not gonna get a jazz class. You know what I'm saying? When you go to all these colleges or whatever,
yeah, I mean,
who can afford to?
Right. I grew up around great jazz musicians, John Gray and the Mike Foster Project, and all of these people that were from Baton Rouge. I grew up in jazz class. It's a big deal. But like a lot of the times, I think when we talk about, you know, even like Harry Connick Jr. and different type of people that are from down there, the appreciation of jazz, it seems like there is something that has eroded overall with it. And there are the guys like Damien and other people like that. The most egregious scene in La La Land is when Ryan Gosling is sitting there and explaining jazz, right? Yeah. It's just kind of, it doesn't rub me right. But at the same time, it's like in the real world, that's who would be explaining jazz right now. Like in a lot of different ways. You want to know what
is one of the most racist but funny scenes? Recently watching Collateral with Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah.
He's letting the black man. He's like,
in my head, yeah.
He's just like, he's going all about talking about jazz, and he's like, all right, bop, and he's like, wrong answer. I'm just like, this is what a white person would do in that situation.
That's a great movie.
Did you guys see J.K. Simmons came out and said that he thought Damien Chazelle was black?
Was black.
After reading
because he was doing the movie about Whiplash. But he's a jazz nerd, so I mean,
This is off on a tangent. But speaking of white greats. Shout out Dave Grohl. That's the blackest thing I've ever seen a motherfucker do, bro. Like,
God damn,
what the hell?
Have a baby outside of wedlock?
You think he called Dwayne Wade and be like, brother, I gotta talk.
Hey, but I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not the only reason why it's not is because we ain't doing no notes app.
If he was real, he would have said nothing.
Yeah, like we ain't doing no notes app. They must not have a prenup. Cause like I'm just being for real, like we ain't doing that.
Like, he's
Wait,
in
why
trouble.
Why did he do the notes app?
Why did he say anything at all?
Because he's in trouble for something.
I mean, yeah,
somewhere behind the scenes.
It must have been a situation where
they trying to extort him. Maybe
it must have been a situation where she came out and said, "All right, we'll go to therapy, but go in front of the world and tell everyone who Dave Grohl really is." And then he went out and did it. I mean, I just don't know why he would nut recklessly like that. You Dave
nut
Grohl,
recklessly.
Bro, what the fuck are you doing, Dave Grohl?
Why are you so? You're so hurt that Dave Grohl did this,
bro. I mean, bro, I fucking love people. I don't want to get into this because, like,
no,
I mean, please, by all means.
Things happen. People fuck up. They make mistakes and stuff like that. But what I don't understand is like I don't get the reckless nutting part of it. And with all of these people, like, it's like they're gonna get pregnant. That's the way that it happens. That's the way that fate works.
Yeah.
Like
that's the way fate works.
Yes, like I don't understand if you're going to do that, why you're having unprotected sex and why you're just recklessly nutting like that.
Can we come up with another phrase besides recklessly nutting?
That's what it is.
It's very appropriate.
It's very appropriate.
It's very appropriate. It is what it is.
It's a nut that can cost you your entire life. I just like Tyreek Hill, like all it is. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. But look, Dave Grohl lived the great. He could afford it. But that was a.
I feel like it was.
When you saw this, were you like, damn?
I was like, Dave, why, bruh? God damn it, Dave. And then Dave was
he's
like,
an outstanding member of his community. He gives back.
Nah, I mean, look, people,
he's a legend.
Like,
he's
guys,
OG.
Like people do things in life, it's. I know how badly we want everybody to be perfect, and they never made a mistake, and all of that stuff like that. Stuff like that happens, but goddamn, that was a bad moment for Grohl.
No, it sucked. But honestly, I really was disappointed in a lot of people that like. Yes, it's fine to me like to look up to somebody because you admire their art and stuff like that. But I keep finding myself not wanting to put myself in a position where I'm disappointed by strangers, people that I don't know and will not know.
I'm not disappointed. He's just like
no, I know, but like a lot of people just like if it like yes, that is a thing that could diminish somebody in your eyes. But I'm like I really want to like keep a healthy emotional distance from a lot of celebrities because I don't want to get caught up in being overly disappointed in somebody that I do not know.
Who would disappoint you though? Who's your number one celebrity that would disappoint Steve the most?
Willem Dafoe, for sure. If something bad about that was like, yeah, I'd be
kind of
really
weird ass shit.
What is wrong with you?
That
Steve?
nigga definitely done some fucked up shit.
I don't want to know about it.
His odd ass.
Odd ass.
Like that, he done definitely done some crazy shit.
I think we put too much unfair pressure on Keanu Reeves. I think that like
Keanu a good guy though.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I think people.
Wait, what? How do you know Keanu? Like Keanu would never.
Bro, I think people are good and bad, and life is crazy and complicated. Mm-hmm. And you dig deep enough, you're gonna find out something that you don't want to know.
Exactly.
I think the lesson we all need to walk away from in this moment is don't nut recklessly.
Don't nut recklessly.
La La Land.
Nut with intention.
Yeah.
All right. So where are we going next?
All right. So I just went. So Van, you're back.
All right, so I'm going comedy.
Okay.
What do I have left? I have action, superhero, and comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going comedy, and I'm going Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Get the first rom-com. It's good.
Okay,
it's good.
so
love that movie.
Just dripping with whiteness. Okay, let's look at a couple of different ways. Number one, no black people in the movie.
Nope.
Okay. They fixed that, and You've Got Mail. And You've Got Mail. They brought it back, and they was like, look, we need like one nigga.
Right.
You know, it's post Bad Boy era hip hop. Mm-hmm. It's post Death Row, and they just need one guy. And so they threw Dave Chappelle in there. So no black people in the movie.
Tom Hanks' best friend.
There's just a couple of things in there. Just
it's so funny.
A piazza. So it's in Seattle, notoriously white.
Right.
Okay. But the most white thing about it is the action of the plucky children. Okay.
Yeah, man.
We have plucky children out of control in Sleepless in Seattle. We have plucky children traveling by themselves cross country.
Yeah.
We have plucky children getting in the business of their parents. We have plucky children calling into radio stations. We have plucky children
putting business out on Front Street.
Putting business out on Front Street. We have children in Sleepless in Seattle breaking every single rule of a black childhood. If this was Sleepless in Baltimore, the movie would have never ever got off
Baltimore.
The movie would have never ever got off the ground because it'd have been like, hey, are you crazy telling all the people on the radio my business?
Get off the phone.
Come here.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hang up the phone.
That's
Come
crazy.
here.
Bodie in Sleepless in Baltimore would have been amazing.
Bodie or Wallace.
Oh my God.
The same thing would have happened to Wallace, except it would have been his mom.
Right.
You come here, Wallace. Come here. Walk up the stage. Like no, it's just none of it's like super white. And then it all works out.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking kid travels cross country,
by
goes
himself.
to the top of the Empire State Building, and then Tom Hanks barely has any type of disdain for him. He just looks at him like, oh my God, it worked out. We fell in love.
Was this the origin of Van's hate for plucky children?
Nah, man, it was before that. But it's I love the movie, by the way.
Yeah.
But it is
Dripping with whiteness.
It can only be white.
the most, and it has Tom Hanks has like transcended race, but Meg Ryan is the
I don't know if Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
He has to take responsibility for Chet.
Well, I mean,
does he?
Okay, respect. First of all, respect Colin Hanks.
But this is what I would say. I would say the fact that a couple of things about Tom Hanks. Number one, he is from Oakland. Okay, so what Chet was gonna come out in some kind of way.
Interesting.
So he is from Oakland. So like the DNA inside of Tom Hanks, that was going to happen. Like the least white people, to me, I'm not talking about from outside.
Right.
The least white people to me are white people that are from like the swamp in Louisiana.
Okay.
Because it's a weird thing, and then white people that are from inside of Oakland. Not the suburbs, but inside of Oakland that are from there. You can't be from Oakland and be too white.
I read that as like kids rebelling against who they think their parents are, and if your dad is America's dad, like what does that mean for the kid who is the kid of America's dad?
Complete opposite of
it's like what's the anti Tom Hanks? Chet Hanks.
Steve, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna need you to not let your kid listen to hip hop before like the age of like 14, 15. Just to make sure.
Okay.
Because if you come out with like a Lil B Rabbit, we gonna have to talk about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve Kidd probably gonna be so crazy on the mic. Dad. I got a new rhyme.
Okay.
This shit is dope, nigga.
All right. Let's hear it, son.
Can you imagine if Steve brought his kid over and he's like, "What's up, niggas? What's up, niggas?"
Hey, nigga. Hey, Uncle Jomi, give me a beat, motherfucker.
Get the pen out.
Who's up next?
It's you.
Oh, it's
Charles,
me.
Charles.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. So we got, you know what? I'm going to go sci-fi.
Okay.
And I got to be real. I got love for the movie, but my man James Cameron was going crazy.
Yeah.
You couldn't make Avatar today, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you can. Avatar the Way of Water, but
Yeah.
Avatar
1.
Yeah.
Pretty white.
Yeah.
It's not great. You go back to it. And
White Savior movie.
Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, it's Dances with Wolves.
Fern Gully.
Yeah,
Fern Gully.
Fern Gully is pretty.
Guys,
I like Fern Gully.
Fern Gully,
I love it.
to this day, puts the fear of God in me.
Why?
With the machine.
I saw it in the 5th grade. I didn't sleep right for weeks. That's not a bit. That's not a joke. I don't mess with Fern Gully.
Was it the tree eating machine? Is that it?
Hold on.
I couldn't
Do
tell
I not
you
remember Fern Gully? Like,
exactly.
It's an animated movie.
It's
I
an animated
know
movie.
Fern Gully, but like, why would it scare you?
It's I have no. I saw.
No, it is like it is. It gets dark really quick.
Out like like my heart is racing right now. Fern Gully. I have no idea. It's that movie you saw when you were a kid. It's like, well, I'm never sleeping right again. Thanks, film. I hate it.
You know what film that was for me? I enjoyed the episode you were on, Van. Beetlejuice fucking scared me as a kid. I just rewatched.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice was like a little bit too much because it's like funny and light
This?
now, but watching that when you like 5 or 6, I was like, God damn.
Robin Williams is the bat. It just.
Fern Gully's dope.
I'm not there for it. I'm not there for it.
So Avatar.
Avatar is good. Avatar is. It was, man. The hype around the first Avatar was crazy because I wasn't like locked in like that as like a film guy. 2009, right? But everybody's like, you got to go see Avatar, man.
3D.
3D IMAX, man.
Yeah.
I saw that shit like 3 times. I love that shit.
I loved it when
Bro,
it came
in
out. Too.
theaters, it changed my life.
For sure.
I was in that thing. I was looking at Pandora. I was like, this is crazy. They say on the TV, and you're like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that makes sense. And then you go home, it's on TNT, in like 2012. You're like, hell, I haven't seen Avatar in a minute, man. Let's lock in. And then you were asleep.
That bitch is long.
It's
bro.
long.
It's a
for
long
no reason.
movie.
I still fuck with Avatar. That bitch is long.
It's
bro.
long,
Yeah.
bruh. Singing in theaters, definitely, though. Like, even Way of Water, you hated it.
Yeah.
I
thought it
like
was
Way of
cool.
Water.
It looked
No.
good. It looked
Stacey
No.
Wells.
He'd be cooking in that
Talking
theater, bro.
whales. Get out of here.
So I got 2. The first one's pretty simple. I'm gonna go action. Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't picked earlier.
Boondock Saints. The
That's-
movie opens with the Dropkick Murphys. Shipping up to Boston.
Yep.
That's all you got to say right there.
That's definitely the white kid college poster.
Oh man,
dorm room stuff.
That was
too.
one of the
Man,
movies that they showed.
I hate that movie.
Bro,
so much.
I was in the golden era of it.
Yeah.
I got to college in 98. What Boondock Saints is 2000, 99, 97? Something like that. When Boondock Saints come out. I was
99.
I'm in the golden age of it. You fucking seen Boondocks? It's fucking badass, bro. Boondock Saints, fucking Suicide Kings. Like it's like I'm in the golden age of just going crazy over that movie. People were, I don't mind it, but it is pretty.
I can't. Here's the thing. Defoe ain't giving 2 black kids that shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Boondock Saints is wild because they kill some motherfuckers. They just walk into the police station. Everybody's like, hey, yo, the heroes.
Hey,
I'm like, what the fuck
guys.
is going on? That movie's insane, bro.
It's a nuts movie. This one, I got to see the reaction, frankly, right? Because I'm gonna go comedy. I think this movie is pretty funny. It's satirical, right, in nature, but I'm curious to think what you guys think. In comedy, American Psycho.
Well,
Okay.
you can't do that in comedy.
Yeah, you can.
It's not comedy.
It's so funny. Are you kidding me?
I thought it was funny.
It's funny, but it's not a comedy.
it's billed as a satire for sure.
So when I watched it, I watched it way later.
It's very white.
It's very white. I think it's very funny.
white. Very
I thought
white.
it was funny. It wasn't until later that I realized like it's a satire, obviously.
Yeah.
That people were also asking, like, I'll be like, man, this is funny. This is pretty funny.
I mean, I guess you could have it in comedy. I would have done it in Wild Card, but I guess you could have it in. It's not really a comedy. I guess it's.
I mean, it's
is it
by no means a
comedy?
thriller or scary or like action packed.
I'm not. If you want to put it in comedy, I'm not going to stop you. It is a white ass.
Yeah. Maybe I was a little bit too.
I was genuinely. I didn't get to see that until because that was also in like to me like the college dorm room poster level of movie where I'm like I was very late to see that movie and I was like, oh, this movie is actually a lot smarter and more clever than I gave it credit for. Like it's got a lot to say and it's very funny about it.
Read the book, then went to read all of his books.
Okay.
The book has a lot to say.
Yeah.
And I guess the movie says the same thing, but it's just like a completely different experience from it. Ellis is a fantastic writer, if not for a widow, but like the book has a lot to say. So actually, I love the movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Very white.
Yeah,
Super
very white.
duper white. Oh, they're worried about business cards. Come on, man.
Yeah, like that's
Murder.
a
Let's
whole
see.
thing. But
Very
you know what?
nuts.
To be honest with
Very
you,
nuts.
now that you say that, like I can actually see where the movie plays as a straight comedy to people. I never looked at it like that, but I can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That business card scene is so funny to
So
me where he's just like,
funny.
oh
God. Look at Chris.
Who's up now?
All right, it's me.
Chuck.
I'm gonna do comedy. I'm in between 2 picks, but you know who? I'm gonna take another Wes Anderson film.
Ooh.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think he's the whitest director living.
he's up there.
I'm gonna go Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh.
Interesting.
The reason I'm going Grand Budapest
I see
Hotel
I see it.
is I think that is the moment where all white people got way too into Wes Anderson. Where
That one?
No, when the aesthetic was like, when you watch that movie, you're like, oh, this is TikTok. This is a new generation of whiteness.
I see what you mean.
Like that takes Wes Anderson from, a director of the 90s, 2000s into, oh no, he is godfathered in. He is with Tim Burton as 2 of the whitest men living. And when I tell you that it is in Grand Budapest Hotel, I would make the argument is the movie that makes Wes Anderson like an industrial complex of whiteness.
That actually is
Wow.
that is an interesting time because if you go down the list of movies that he's done, like in order, it's like Bottle Rocket, Rushmore, Royal Tenenbaums, Life Aquatic, Darjeeling Limited, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and then Moonrise Kingdom. Then Grand Budapest Hotel comes out, and then it's like he's kind of parodying himself
Yes.
about how Wes Anderson-y he gets.
That's
And I
his
think
most
that
celebrated
actually-
movie.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the first time that he's gotten, I think, an Oscar for that.
It's the peak, and I would argue probably his most watched movie.
I would, to your point, I think that's the movie like the new generation of film bros are locked in on. And when they're like, we want to recreate the Wes Anderson aesthetic. It's just Grand Budapest.
It's just Grand Budapest.
That's it.
Even though I do
It's a
agree with
beautiful
you,
movie, and it's
Rushmore in content is more white.
I love Rushmore.
Love
It's
Rushmore.
great. It's great.
I love Wes
just-
Anderson.
fucking- I love Wes. But I know Rushmore is just so fucking amazing to me, man. I'm gonna watch that today.
It's so funny.
When he's in the elevator with Bill Murray, he's like, "You were in Vietnam." He's like, "Yeah." You in the shit? I was in the shit.
I was in the shit. Is it on me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going action, and I'm going Armageddon.
Ooh, nice.
Now, let's,
I love
Michael
it.
Clark
I like
Duncan.
this.
now let me once again, has to be overridden. Let me tell you why. Mostly white cast
Uh-huh.
in a movie about drillers that they train to be astronauts.
Right. Drillers, not Chief Keef, but
Like
yes.
drillers, exactly. Not chief. There you go.
Good job, Steve.
Drillers that they train to be astronauts,
Yeah.
right? So you take a white everyman and you then exalt him to superhuman form.
Sure.
That is the highest form of whiteness.
True.
Yeah.
You take a
Make him
white,
an astronaut.
you take a white everyman who's just good at his job, and then you basically say this guy's method, this guy's process, this guy's zeal, this guy's enthusiasm, he can save the world by drilling. I've never fucking missed the mark. And if you put me on that goddamn asteroid, I'm gonna hit the mark, and then he sacrifices himself for it. I'm talking about peak whiteness. I'm talking about, hey, this is a guy that drills in Texas, Oklahoma, someplace like that, save the world, bringing the world's best deep archer. What do? You put a fucking firecracker in your hand, boom, burn your hand. You close your hand, boom, we bring up the world's. No, all this is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. But you know what's not? It's the straight up belief in whiteness that you need to say a bunch of ragtag motherfuckers can go to an asteroid. They can only get one nigga to go with them. A bunch of ragtag can go there and drill into the asteroid and do it. Every man, there's not any movies about some black dude that's like a gas station attendant. And then they come along and they go, we need someone that knows about 92 octane. You have to save the world, Jamal. It just doesn't. It doesn't exist.
You guys see the on the audio commentary, Ben Affleck?
Oh my, he's drunk. Yeah,
he's like, why can't you? Why is it easier to teach oil drillers to be astronauts than it is to teach astronauts to be oil drillers? And then Michael Bay's like, shut the hell up,
shut the hell up, Ben. That is the correct. By the way, I don't agree with Michael Bay on much. That was the right answer.
That's the right answer.
This movie that's not interesting the other way.
All right, Steve, you got your last two picks.
All right, last two picks. We've got superhero and wild card. Okay. Superhero is tough for me because I genuinely like.
There's two obvious picks for this.
Yeah, but like that actually doesn't feel.
Nah, I mean, yeah, nah,
that isn't that obvious to me.
I feel like it is.
If I'm thinking about what you're thinking about, then no, I don't want to do that.
Okay, then don't take it.
I don't want to take it. I want to zag there. And this is where I actually want to stretch the definition of a superhero because I think that like the whiteness, the character, while like kind of like predating, I guess not the idea of superheroes, but like it's a superhero of sorts.
Yeah.
It's my next Tom Cruise pick.
Okay.
Reacher.
All right.
No.
Nah, I can't do it.
No, I can't.
Is it not white enough, or is it just not a superhero?
No, come on.
Not a superhero?
Okay,
all right.
I would if you would put Mission Impossible there.
Well, that was going to be the next
Mission.
one.
No,
He's a superhero Mission.
No, that would have been the next Tom Cruise
I
pick.
don't like when we do that though.
No?
Okay.
I mean,
there's no comic book elements to that shit, bro.
Wait,
You're not wrong, but
I don't want to be too rigid about it though. Like let's talk about this real quick, just for the future of the podcast.
Sure.
Chuck, I'm serious. What makes a superhero to you? Is Ethan Hunt not a superhero? Is that
No. I think he's superhero adjacent. He's an action star, a spy. Like he's in the spy genre. Right. He's in the action genre. But when I think about superheroes or whatever, like even Scott Pilgrim was on the bubble, but Scott Pilgrim comes from comic books.
Has powers.
Comes from comic book elements. Something fantastical. They don't have to have powers, but they have to be like, what Mission Impossible comic books are y'all picking up? You know what I'm saying?
You read the latest run? No, I think you're right. I think it's kind of in the same vein of Fast and Furious movies, where like
like we'll talk about him, but John Wick ain't a superhero. He does superheroic stuff.
Yeah,
but that's martial arts assassin.
So
action.
Can I at least talk about like why I think that I picked Reacher in the form of superhero?
Because the first one with Rosamund Pike.
Yes.
I like that movie. I don't care what y'all.
I think
we put it on recently because we was watching because Rebel Ridge is essentially Black Reacher.
Okay. Yeah,
and so that's his name, Black Reacher, not Jack Reacher, but Black Reacher. And so we actually spun that bitch back. It's good.
Like it. Yeah.
I mean, the other guy is better as Jack Reacher, but like,
sure, no, yeah, and like and it's kind of because I've been watching the Amazon Reacher where I'm like, this is kind of a superhero like esque thing because like there's a level of iconography that comes with the character. There's a level of not like overt superpowers that come from him, but like the actual like ideal. It's kind of like, and again, I don't equate these two, but like the thing that makes Captain America special is his ideals and what actually makes him good. And when I think
steroids.
Right, but when we think of the obvious choice of what's a white superhero movie, when we think of what actually makes like Captain America that's actually not the thing that is white, and it shouldn't be, because the actual American ideal should be like transcend race.
So just go ahead and pick Superman.
And so that when I think of white superheroes, I actually think of Reacher because of the fact that it's like rather like embedded in a bit of like a Southern militaristic, like traditional-esque value. Like it's dicey.
Right, Steve,
I get it. No, it's some Tom Clancy shit.
All right, man.
Hey, I appreciate. Hey, you gave it a shot.
You gave it a shot, bro.
There was a lot of yapping. It's all right, bro. It's all right, bro.
All right.
You got
4 out of 10 yap sessions.
I appreciate it, Steve. I
Thank
yap
you.
a lot.
Yeah.
I
So what's
can't get
your
on
real
nobody
superhero
else
pick,
for
Steve?
yapping.
All right, then I'll probably go. I guess I'll do Captain America.
Okay.
I can do Captain America.
Let's do.
I can settle for Captain America.
The first one?
The first one.
Hey, the first one kind of sting. I ain't gonna hold
Now,
you.
I'm gonna be
No,
honest,
it's not.
honest with you guys.
There's an obvious one.
No. I have a problem with this pick.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, because I think on the surface, Steve Rogers is really white coated,
Mm-hmm.
but when you look deeper,
And that's
for
obviously
everybody.
he's not.
that's honestly why I'm not even that comfortable with the pick.
When you
Like,
when you
'cause-
look on the surface, Steve Rogers is a very white coated character, but then when you look deeper,
yeah,
he's not.
and
But
truly
the first movie.
The first movie is basically it's him gaining power. I mean, look, all the things like you're the best, but he's really just like to call Steve Rogers white is basically just saying like a good, honest dude is basically white coat.
and that's why I'm not entirely and that's why I'm not entirely comfortable with the pick. Like
there's nothing really white about him. Because remember, think about it. We give Steve Rogers the Boy Scout treatment, but he's really not. He's willing to buck against the law if he feels like that's what he needs to do.
Yeah.
That's the whitest shit ever. And also,
I don't know if that's
But
white.
that's a- but
I don't
that's
know
a
if that's the
vigilante
whitest
that
thing
could
Winter
be-
ever.
Soldier, the shit he does to fucking Falcon when they run in, I'm like, why are you doing this, bro? Like fucking Infinity War when he's fast.
What you mean the stuff that he does to Falcon?
On the left.
That nigga, catch up, nigga. What the fuck? Like, hold on. What is it?
Don't run in the gym.
Wait. No, yeah, no, that's black as shit. Hey, catch
Right.
up, dog. I'm coming.
Okay,
Get the fuck
all
out the
right,
way.
then
It's the
Can I-
blackest thing Captain America does in the entire MCU is run down T'Challa in Infinity
That's
War.
racist.
That's racist. But
Yeah,
but
he's-
in
we've
Africa,
been through that.
in Africa.
Yeah.
In Africa.
on his home turf.
Steve
his-
run him down Rogers, man.
Like on his
Yeah.
home turf. But look, when I look at it,
Can I
I
No,
don't
you can't
look.
not take
I
it.
don't
Can
really,
I
No.
please change it?
It's on the
actually,
board.
because
No, you lost.
no, you made me do that
I
because you
made-
didn't let me take
No, it's on the
Reacher.
board now.
It's on the board.
Wow, Mint Boys. I
on the board.
want to see y'all fight.
Because honestly, like
don't wanna
if you
fight,
want
man.
that, then I think Batman could be a whiter pick. than
No.
that.
Nah, man.
It's so much wider. Are you nuts?
Yeah.
Like it's like
Batman, we ain't letting a Batman movie be white, bro. I'm not doing
Are you
it.
kidding me?
Whoa,
I'm not
generational wealth?
I'm not doing
By
it.
the way, the only reason
Like,
why
I'm not
I haven't
doing
picked Batman is because I'm fucking y'all heads up with my pick for superhero. I'm fucking y'all heads
If
up.
anybody
Really?
picks a Batman
Oh, fuck
movie
y'all heads
here,
up.
I'm walking the fuck out, bro.
Batman is obviously the whitest superhero that's ever
Of all
lived.
time.
But
Yeah.
it's the white movie draft, though. Everybody loves Batman fucking movies.
That's not to
Everybody
say that
white.
people
That's
can't
not-
enjoy
everybody's
Everybody
not
loves
white.
a lot of these movies. Batman is super white. Bro,
Yeah.
Batman is rich and mad at
Kerm,
crime.
give me Batman.
He's a fucking Republican.
Don't give him Batman. Don't
give me Batman.
Don't give him Batman.
Y'all gotta
Give me
figure this
Michael
out
Keaton's
amongst
Batman right
yourselves.
now.
Michael
That's
Keaton's
between
Batman.
y'all.
That's the least white Batman.
Yeah, bro. Like, what are we doing?
It's Bale's
Batman Returns at least.
The Bale is the
Bale's-
whitest
Bale
Batman.
is the whitest Batman.
Bale is the
Bale's
whitest
the
Batman.
whitest
That's the
Batman.
least white Batman.
Can you
right
allow me Batman Begins?
there. No, we can't do it.
Nah,
You pick
nah,
Captain America.
He's on the board.
But look, a lot
No,
of people
because like, I
say,
don't want this to get like I don't want the discourse to be like Steve thinks that the American way is like the
Well, it's too late
'Cause
now.
no,
It's
like,
too
it's
late.
late.
They're
You
already
think
on the Reddit typing it. It's cooked.
yeah, it's like you think we can't be patriots. It's okay. We can't love America.
Isaiah
I love
Bradley.
America.
Aleya
This.
Bradley. God damn, bro. It's a
Dang,
racial.
wow. That's what they're talking about. Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah. That the
They
black,
said that he can't be
that a
Captain
black man
America.
can never be Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, good. Let him have Batman.
Batman Begins, please.
Fucking with you.
Thank you.
Let him have Batman.
That's an interesting.
But by the way,
comment.
can I say something about this?
Batman Begins isn't a white movie though.
Yes, it is.
It's a very white
Man,
character. It's
when
not a
they-
white
when
movie.
they did- when Alfred-
Wait. Hold on before. Okay, cool. So, are we saying that Batman is a white character, but we're talking about which Batman movie is a white movie? Okay,
I don't think any of them are like white movies in the way that I like think of like a white, like especially like Batman. Like Batman is a 4-quadrant black. Like that's like saying Spider-Man.
I think this is more of the indictment of the character of Bruce Wayne, and then it's heightened to the most point.
We all
in
want our
Batman
He's
Begins.
a billionaire. He beats up criminals. I'm like, yeah, that's half these superheroes, bro.
And
Like,
also that you had the egregious line.
All of them need some kind of motivation.
Yeah.
yeah, 99% of superheroes are white people who are super rich beating up fucking criminals.
We also had that egregious line from Alfred where it's like, this is where your father or your great-grandfather or whatever like helped people from the Underground Railroad.
See, that makes it
and yada,
less
yada.
white, though.
Makes it less white, or is that more like white guilty where it's like,
That-
okay, we get it. We
Woke
can he can
that
be
movie.
Woke that movie.
That's what it
Woke
was.
that movie.
There's Punisher movies on the board. You know what I'm saying? Whitest character of all time. We got other shit. There's villain movies. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, superhero. There's one movie that I mean.
I'm more happy with Batman
could
Begins, and I'll
easily-
lock
I
that
easily
in.
take
I'm
that
locking
movie.
in.
I'm locking
locking it in.
I'm
You're
locking in. I am locking in Batman Begins.
No,
I'm
I
locking
need
in Batman
everybody.
Begins.
That's not a white movie. This is crazy.
I mean,
This is crazy.
well, here's the thing.
I'm
right?
again. I'm
And,
not
like,
saying this is for white people. I'm saying that this is like
Batman. You're saying Batman's only for white people.
Steve was between Captain America and Batman. Those are not great options either way.
fine. That's
So-
fine. But I got a wild card pick. It's my last pick.
Go for it.
I'm picking the Parent Trap.
Parent Trap.
All right, so have some respect.
So
Respect.
I
Lindsay.
think that can probably that feels like the whitest thing ever because it feels like just making lying to your kids a fun little bit to get your parents back together is like it's that pluck. It's the level of pluck that you got from Sequels and Seattle.
It is plucky kids
it's plucky
taking over for their
kids.
parents and doing stuff for their. I guess I mean,
You could have a black Parent Trap though.
you definitely could, but after the thing is, why are you playing in my business? Why are you tricking me? Like, what are you
We
doing?
split up for a reason.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Get out of here. You could. You
Whoa,
could.
whoa, whoa.
Also-
wait, you ain't never had like a friend who's like, "Hey, yo, like, tell your mom." Like,
We have to
I
know
miss her.
that like they
Yeah.
separated
I feel like
children
they
at
did do
birth.
a Black Parent Trap. Did they do it?
I don't know.
Did they?
Black.
Kerm.
I'll say this though. Also, like, what parent is sending their kid to another country for a summer camp?
Exactly.
I don't know. That's just not something that happens in my family. But just
Summer
saying.
camp is.
I mean, I think the only way that that's a happy ending is if they're rich.
No,
white
no, it's
people.
not summer camp. It's the fact that she lives in the UK
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
gets sent to summer camp in wherever it is in America. That's just I don't know. That's not. I feel like
Guys,
that's not a
both
common thing.
houses have like butlers.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Nigga, we got money.
Yeah, black people be rich. What you mean?
You got a butler in
Why
your
are you
house?
making this say like I
crazy.
can't think?
Hey, no,
Okay.
I'm actually. It's an interesting choice. I think part of this is talking about whether or not the movie is white. The movie is white, but it doesn't seem egregiously white.
It's
It
not
is
white.
white.
It's not
though.
offensively white. I
It's
don't.
not offensively
It's not
white.
offensively white.
It's fine. It's on the
But there are a
board.
couple movies up here that aren't like offensively white. I could say.
No, yeah, there's like
Nah, this is a pretty good list. I'm gonna be honest.
yeah, these we got bangers here.
Yes, you tried though. You
Steve,
tried.
Steve, all of your picks are great. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean,
The Parent Trap.
yeah, Parent Trap.
I got
Parent Trap.
listen. when we get to honorable mentions, I have so many.
Okay.
All right. So, Jomi, are you next?
No. Van is next.
Okay, I'm going to ruin my draft right here because I'm going to do something.
No, I'm next, aren't I?
Aren't you next?
No.
No, Van's next. Yeah.
Yeah, Van's
Man.
I'm going to ruin my draft here because I'm going to do something that's very controversial.
Okay.
All right.
For my superhero movie, I'm going to go with Hancock.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
That's funny.
Let's go.
That's so funny.
That's
Please.
very great.
Lock us in,
I
big
love
dog.
that.
Lock us in.
Hancock is a white superhero movie. Okay. Hancock is all powerful.
Uh-huh.
Does nothing for black people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hancock is all powerful. They throw this nigga in jail anyway. Hancock is all powerful. Hancock is a drunk. Hancock is a white man's version of a black superhero. So much so to where Hancock can't even get his shit together unless white people help him. He needs to come in and have Jason Bateman and all of these guys help him out. Hancock fucking with a white woman. The whole nine. Hancock is a white guy's version. A drunk that they threw in jail that can't even fucking fly straight.
Tough.
The first time I saw this movie, I'm like, hey man, why does Black Superman gotta have a drinking problem?
Yeah.
Why is he on the Henny?
Yeah.
Also,
Why is
Will
he-
Smith does not play a good drunk.
He doesn't play a good drunk. Like the whole deal. Hancock is black, right? But that is one of the whitest superheroes. Everything about the whiteness of the characters, it's a white savior movie for a superhuman person.
That's actually, yeah.
There's a white savior movie for a guy who's all powerful. He has to have white people come in and get him
Also,
straight.
Speaking of irresponsible nutting, have you guys ever seen the deleted scene of
I
Hancock?
have,
Yeah, I
and
have
it's
seen
odd,
that.
bro. It's so
That's
fucking crazy,
nuts.
bro.
That's
Shout out to Haley Marie Norman, who's in that scene, by the way. But
How do you
All right.
remember that off the top of your head?
Haley Marie
Might
Norman,
have seen
she
it
had
a couple
moment.
of times.
Yeah, let's shout out to Haley Marie Norman. But to me, that right there is just a white concoction of a black superhero. And I remember leaving there thinking, God damn, why they gotta do us like this? Can we
Fascinating.
fly? Can
Fascinating.
we fly straight? Let us fly straight and not off the Henny. That's it. My board is
Playing
filled.
3D chess.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, what is left on the board?
I mean, you got wild
So
card, man. You
much.
got all types of options. You can go.
Yeah.
You can
go
go nuts
any which
here.
way.
Yeah.
You know what? I did want to because I was doing research and someone on Reddit did point out, they're like, technically speaking, the whitest movie of all time is Birth of a Nation, which it is.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't even want to put that evil on the board.
Yeah,
Please
no, we
don't.
don't. We
Don't
yeah,
have
we
Kermah.
can't. We can't. Yeah,
I don't want to put
pull up the
that.
poster.
That was
on
what
my list.
You know what we've been good about? We've been good about not putting movies on here where black people are like, because this could have been a bunch of Mississippi burnings.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
know
like
what I mean? Where black
exploited,
people are
exploited,
fucking
yeah.
exploited and killed and
Yeah,
debased
yeah,
and
yeah.
racist movies.
No.
And overly social
No, we
movies.
wanna
We're
have
We've been
fun.
talking
good
about a lot of
that.
movies. I love most of these movies on this board.
There's not one movie on here
No,
that I
Green
don't
Book is
love.
terrible.
Green
I
Book.
don't
Green
like
Book's
La
bad.
La Land.
Green Book's
Green
bad.
Book. You don't want to watch Green
Boondock
Book.
Saints is fine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Everything else I like. I love these movies.
Yeah.
Damn. So wild card. You know what? I am gonna go with. All right. This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
Super, super white. This is one of the movies that the white people put me on, and I had to go back to my people and be like, "This is the truth." I gotta go Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes!
Oh, that's pretty white.
Yes.
That's super white.
Like Napoleon
I can throw a
Dynamite
football like
is
200 yards.
That's a good one.
Charles, that might be a draft clincher right
That might be
there.
a winner for
It-
you.
Like,
That's a good
that's
one.
pretty white.
Napoleon.
I'm trying to convince Bill, be like, y'all got to do Napoleon
Napoleon
Dynamite.
Dynamite's great.
But here's the thing. It was the first time I watched it. I was like, I knew it was so well. I'm like, yeah, I don't get this movie. This movie ain't funny. And then it was on cable again, and you sit down, and you like, oh shit, I get what the white people be on.
Yes, I love
Like,
technology.
Uncle Rico is like one of the funniest characters.
Uncle Rico's so funny.
But can I be honest with you?
Everybody knows an Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico is kind of black coded though. The only reason
You know
why I
how long
said-
I could throw a
Dude,
football?
it's like shout out to some of my uncles. My uncles would be like, yeah, I used to sit in there and I'd probably throw it like 97, 90s. I'd be like, man.
Be for
Let's
real,
talk
man.
shit.
I'm like, bro, you was throwing hard in high school. You was probably throwing 79, 80, 81. He's like, nah, I'm telling you straight up. Like, I could throw that motherfucker about 95, 96, 97. I was like, you don't see how I keep coming down every time you say it? You said 97, now it's 95. I correct you. Yeah, you can't do it. So, like, it's so funny when he goes, he's so frustrated.
Yeah.
I could have thrown a pigskin over those mountains. Would have put me in with one state, no doubt in my mind.
Who's Napoleon's, that also, I don't know how well that's aged, but Napoleon, I'll forget his name, his brother, who hooks up with what's-her-face.
Oh, yeah.
Dog.
Peace out.
Oh, dog.
Bro, I can't get over how funny Uncle Rico is. How much you want to bet I could throw a pigskin over them mountains?
Is that our rewatchables, Napoleon Dynamite?
Oh, they got it. Well, yo, when he takes the steak and he throws it and Napoleon drives into the face the bicycle.
So I had this one on my list, but I think it's white as hell. But like we're out here like laughing, enjoying the movie. Like when I saw people wearing Vote for Pedro shirts.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of the movie where I like, it's white as hell, but in my head, I'm like, man, that movie kind
no,
of
but
that was a cultural phenomenon.
Good type
sure.
of white people movie when you were like, damn, these white people up to no good. Like, and you just like, it makes you feel like there's a couple movies where you watch it where it's just like, for this 90 minutes, 2 hours.
Y'all got it.
Y'all all right.
Can I say something about this? It's like, you want movies to have diversity. And you want, but more than any single movie having the diversity, what you want to see is a palette of diverse stories.
Yeah.
Like, if the movie is about Italian kids that grew up in the Bronx, that's fine.
Yeah.
You do not have to shoehorn in a bunch of diversity for the sake of diversity. The question is, do you get movies about black kids from Harlem and black kids from Compton and black kids from South Baton Rouge and all of that? But there are some stories that sometimes have a very distinct cultural genesis that don't have a bunch of different people represented in them, and that's okay. The only problem is when that's all that you get.
Yeah.
Like, it don't have to be no black people in Rushmore. You don't just have to have a random black kid in Rushmore. You don't have to have that, right? But I would also like to know what it's like for black kids that are going to prep school.
So can I ask this?
Yeah.
Would you want Tim Burton famously don't be putting black people in his movies? Would you even want to see more black people in Tim Burton movies? Or are you like, you got it, Burton? Like,
man, we're not trying to be in that weird ass world. Houses look all weird and shit. Like, we ain't.
You don't want a couple niggas in Edward Scissorhands?
It might be, but we wouldn't have been around. We'd have been like, hey, I don't know if y'all know, but that nigga got scissors for hands.
I don't know if you know.
I don't know.
Seen it.
You're telling me a black family wouldn't have taken Edward in?
No,
absolutely
nigga,
not.
We come in and be like, yo, I know he good at cutting the bushes and whatnot, but y'all haven't seen that he got scissors for hands.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time
That's a
before this
problem.
motherfucker wigs out. Like, that's an issue. It's not gonna happen. But you know who would do that? Some white people.
White people.
Oh my God, he's got scissors for hands. He's so special. Like that would happen. I don't think we have to exist in Tim Burton's world.
Yeah,
I'm cool on that.
You cool? Same thing with Wes Anderson?
I mean, Wes Anderson, that might be cool for a second, but they weird too. Like, I don't know if we have to exist in those worlds, man. Maybe some other worlds I would want to be in a little bit more, but like, I don't want to be in a Tim Burton movie, bruh. It's odd. People doing odd shit. And I don't want to be.
Yeah, they always eating weird food.
They going crazy.
Like,
they got crazy houses. It's like a fun house and all of that stuff.
You can't have a lot of black people in Beetlejuice, is what I realized. Like, if I realized there's some ghosts in this motherfucker, I'm out.
We should have had a horror category for like movies where the white people be doing nut stuff, where black people should be like, actually, I'm just gonna, like, when they check up.
You can honestly double the draft board and we'd
movie
fill
with
it
the
still.
dolls? Whatever, when they're like, yeah, man, they got the little doll in the
Chucky?
basement.
Chucky?
No, not Chucky. The other one with Patrick Wilson.
Annabelle?
Oh, Annabelle?
Yeah.
Nah.
That goes, I'm like, hey, actually, I'm going to leave. This is not for me. I'm getting out of here.
But it's
You know what I mean?
it's another part of it. Once again, what's the worst that could happen? You look at Edward Scissorhands and you go, yes, it's cool for somebody to cut up your shrubs into nice shapes, but what's the worst that could happen? He's got scissors for hands. It could go bad. Right?
Very bad.
Like, you look at the Annabelle doll. I want to go down here. I want to know where the doll is from. I want to check out the doll. What's the worst that could happen? The worst that can happen is the doll is some kind of spirit. We don't fuck around with that.
No.
And in Beetlejuice, where Jesus at? Like, you know, You know what I'm saying? Like all of this talk about the afterlife and all of this different stuff.
Jesus?
Nobody had one question about Jesus in the whole movie. It's 2 movies, no Jesus. We gonna ask some questions.
No Jesus.
We gonna
There
ask some
can't be
questions.
some other religions as well. Nobody asked about Buddha.
Hey, nobody asked about Allah or nothing like that. We haven't had any of those conversations. We gonna ask about those questions.
Beetlejuice meeting Allah would be crazy.
Yeah, Beetlejuice meeting any of them would be weird. Like, I'm want to know. Now, in the second Beetlejuice, they actually put Soul Train in that bitch, which I should have mentioned. Come on, a little on the nose there, Tim. Okay, but
that's maybe why.
But at the same time, not everything has to be culturally for one specific
But I'm
group.
also gonna be honest. If Beetlejuice was trying to get with like my young black daughter, we stomping him out.
What you
That's
mean?
not cute. That's not
you beat up Beetlejuice?
Hell fucking yeah.
He got powers. If it was me, that's the first thing I would have done. Like Beetlejuice. I'd have spoke to him.
You said it.
And like
throw
some holy water on him. And that's the thing. We're not gonna try to fight with Beetlejuice. We're gonna be like, oh, okay, Beetlejuice. I rebuke you. In the name
bring
of
the
Jesus.
pastor over?
Beetlejuice. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Okay, so it just becomes The Exorcist.
It would literally become like
it keeps getting funnier.
Every time I say it was like, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, Beetlejuice, and that's it. It's gonna be like priest and the whole 9. So anyway,
I get it.
All right,
Jomi, your last pick, superhero.
I'm gonna go with the 2009 Watchmen.
Oh yeah, that's
it's pretty white.
I'm surprised we don't got any Snyder movies on here besides that. Like Man of Steel is a pretty white movie.
I mean, Man of Steel's pretty white, but it's also, I think it's in the vein of Captain America, kind of where, like, he's not white, he's an alien from another world, you know, he's truth, justice, American way, all that nonsense. But I was surprised Watchmen went this late, especially for a superhero movie, because it is white as hell. Ain't no color nowhere in that film.
Where would you put it?
I'm not saying, I mean, to his point, right? You don't need it, but it's super freaking white, man.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't pick the Joker.
Yeah, the Joker went undrafted.
Oh shit!
Joker is
man, we missed out. Oh, we sold for that.
When I was saying earlier during your pick,
I thought Joker,
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Like, no, I didn't. I genuinely didn't think of that.
And also Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass is a very white.
Kick-Ass is very white.
Super white.
I don't like Kick-Ass.
I'm not. I
thought the first one was fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's like everyone was going crazy talking about how like amazing Kick-Ass was. I can't get into Kick-Ass. I mean, it's not Kick-Ass is not whack, but it's like I don't really like it. It's not. Plus, I don't like movies where people get stabbed up a lot.
Fair.
Stabbing is the thing that always gets you, Van.
Yeah.
And you like Wolverine.
It's hard. It's hard to watch people get stabbed up.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard like watching Wolverine and Deadpool, which was like a fucking stab fest.
Everybody, their favorite mutant is always like, Wolverine. Can you imagine if you had Wolverine's powers in the real world? Imagine if you just had to carry around knives. Imagine you just like jerking off as Wolverine. I'd always be scared.
I think so.
What?
So hold on. No, let's take this seriously.
Let's
take this seriously. The thing is, he's got the healing factor.
Right.
So
it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, like it could hurt, I guess. But
you want to regrow your penis?
Hey, I mean, he regrows everything else.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
I don't think.
Is it? Wait. Is it?
Why
Like,
would
wait,
they-
hold on. Question.
Is that how painful that is?
Question. Is it a dice roll every time?
As far as I think it comes back as the regular penis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
It's not like let's go for a new one.
Wolverine is pleasuring a woman, Jean Grey. He always got to be careful.
That's like happened before, right? Hasn't he been in the situation where he was in bed with someone and the claws came out?
Oh, that's always
because he had a nightmare or some shit like that. That's happened.
So wait. I mean, I imagine
I'm not gonna
it's
Google
happened
that.
during like sleep. You shouldn't.
No, I'm telling you, in one of those Wolverine movies, wasn't he having a nightmare and his claws came out?
Oh yeah, and he stabbed Anna Paquin on accident.
Yeah, like that happens. Arjuna?
Yeah, it's the first X-Men.
Yeah, he's having a nightmare.
Yeah, he stabbed Rogue on accident, and then she touched him so she could take the healing factor.
Yeah, so I mean, that's happened before.
Sleeping, but during intercourse, I'd imagine you're able to keep it tough.
Well, I mean, he could go into a berserker rage. It just depends on how excited he gets.
I mean, that's what you have to worry about.
Yeah.
You know, is like he might get too rough. You know,
These are the things we think about.
It is. The thing about Wolverine and any of those kids.
Let's play in the space, man.
Look, Wolverine's a pretty white-coded character.
Yeah, I mean,
white man that can't be heard, does his own thing.
You can learn a thing or two throughout the annals of time.
Yeah, right.
Not really.
Not really. You know?
Oh, also, he likes the sisters. He likes Storm.
Yeah.
Does he?
Wait, didn't
Wolverine
Wolverine Origins he fought in the Civil War for the Union?
Was that? I mean,
No, the montage of Wolverine Origins where they're fighting through.
Yeah.
You know,
You know what I
Vietnam
wonder?
and all that stuff.
it's like I was watching 310 to Yuma last night,
Okay.
and brilliant, fantastic,
Great
forgotten movie. Okay, and he fought for the North, right? I wonder. I mean, somebody had to fight for the South, right? Would your opinion of Wolverine change if he fought for the Confederacy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
What
If
if
I'm
you-
Bishop, as Storm, I'm like, he's not being on our team.
What if he was? What if it was for states' rights? He was just,
A state's right to what?
To what?
it's like states' rights. It's states' rights.
Do you think Wolverine's family owned slaves?
They were Canadian.
He's
I mean,
from
I
Canada.
guess you
Well-
could, but I mean,
James Howlett.
Let's not open that can of worms.
All right, guys, go to the whitest movie
All
draft
right.
board.
To the
Dan,
board. To the board.
You have Hancock, Sleepless in Seattle, Armageddon, Back to the Future, Rocky, Good Will Hunting. I got Scott Pilgrim, Grand Budapest Hotel, Fight Club, Avatar, Blindside, Napoleon Dynamite, Jomi, Watchmen, American Psycho, Boondock Saints, Planet of the Apes, Green Book, Wolf of Wall Street. And Steve has Batman Begins, The Royal Tenenbaums, Top Gun, Jurassic Park, La La Land, and Parent Trap. How do you think we did?
I think we did it really, really, really good. We have a plethora of white movies, not too many black motherfuckers in them. I look at this. And it's also non-toxic.
Yeah, we stayed away. I wanted to stay away from slave films. I didn't
Yeah.
want to get in the muck. Did it die? Midnight Collective, how are you guys feeling?
I'm surprised nobody took The Departed.
It's
I like
there.
that
I mean,
movie.
listen, we got a lot on the board
like
for
that
honorable
movie.
mentions. Do we have
We
any
didn't-
things that's on the board? That
No
are-
Departed,
Uh-huh.
no Pulp Fiction. In Oscar, I was about to pick Juno. That's a white.
Juno's a
That's
white
a white
one.
movie.
Juno's a
I
super
had.
I'm surprised we didn't take any of those Will Ferrell comedies.
They're just too. They cross over.
That's
too
what-
much.
they're
beloved.
too-
Like
they're
Anchorman is
that's
beloved.
that's
Step
what I'm
Brothers is
saying.
The
beloved.
Departed-
That's why I say
right.
that way.
The
Yeah.
Departed is not on there, but Boston is well represented.
Yeah.
We could have
Boston's up there for a minute.
We literally could have taken every movie from Boston. We could have took the town.
Town,
We
yeah.
could have
Honestly,
took
that
the
would have been the
Town.
metagame that we like if we had held
We should
agreed
have had
to
a
secret. It was
Boston
like,
category.
No, whitest movies, but we all just secretly draft Boston movies.
No, we should have had a Boston
We
category.
should have had
a
a
Boston
fucking
category.
That shit. All right, next one.
Next one.
We should have had a Boston
My
category.
honorable mention board was Sideways,
Sideways, yes.
Twilight, The Jerk
Mm.
with Steve Martin, and
Annie Hall.
No John Hughes.
Annie Hall was
movies.
on mine.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah,
Ooh, Ferris Bueller.
That was on my list. 16
Ferris Bueller.
Candles.
16
Breakfast
Candles, Breakfast
Club on the
Club.
list.
But you know what I will say though?
I guess it's transcended, but at the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
still
It's pretty white.
it's pretty freaking white, man. Ferris Bueller's going through people's backyards.
Stealing a Ferrari.
Easy. Nigga, you imagine,
The only two people of color in the movie steal the car.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
they give it back.
No A24 movies on here.
What from A24 would have been on there?
Spring
Mid-90s?
Breakers is a very white movie.
Oh, mid-90s. Ooh,
I
yeah.
never saw mid-90s.
90s is pretty
Spring
white.
Breakers is pretty white.
Lady Bird, super white.
Mm.
You know
Sacramento.
what's very white, but I loved it? Have y'all ever seen that movie Brooklyn?
Which
Oh,
one?
with the Saoirse Ronan
Yeah.
in there? Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie, bro. That movie is white. That
Charles,
movie-
you had
that
a
movie
revelation
makes me so
of one of
emotional.
your grade school films that you wanted to talk about.
Oh,
that
Our
was
Friend
technically
Martin.
propaganda.
Have you ever watched Our
Oh
Friend
my
Martin?
God.
What is Our Friend Martin?
Every
This
day
you won't know. You won't know this
I don't know.
because it
You
was.
were too old.
This is like an after-school special film that they played in the 90s.
It's an after-school special, like where it's just like a black guy and his white best friend basically go back in time to save Martin Luther King from getting shot, but all of time basically is just like
This
without
is animated?
yes.
without
Yeah.
Martin Luther King getting shot, basically like it's just like the worst fucking future. So that the black kid has to basically go back and be like, "Bye, Martin," and then he goes back in time, and they're like,
Hear a gun
and you
shot.
hear him get shot in the hotel,
Who
and then
gets shot?
everything is
Martin
happening.
Luther King.
right?
So the fact that it's the fact that when they bring Martin Luther King to the future's actually bad without him having been killed. Therefore, they have to send him back to be killed in order.
And they show Martin Luther King going back in time and opening up the hotel, and it cuts to black, and all you hear is "Bow."
Well, I'll let y'all go know that it looks like a black woman wrote this shit. Just being honest with you.
Hey, shout out Angela Bassett. She's in there. LeVar Burton, Danny Glover. Whoop.
Oh, the whole movie is black.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
It has not aged particularly well.
It sounds like some bullshit to me.
You know who played Martin Luther King's senior?
Who?
James Earl Jones.
Damn, rest in peace.
Wow.
R.I.P. to James Earl Jones.
Rest in peace.
I'm surprised that he was in it, being that a black woman wrote it. All right.
Ouch.
Uh,
All right, let's wrap it up.
You all right?
This has been a great episode. Take us out, man.
Thank you so much.
that's a wrap. If we still have a show next week, we'll be back. This Friday, the House of R continues with their Rings of Power deep dives. Tolkien fans, I was wrong. Y'all are the illest. Y'all are the greatest. Y'all are the best of all
They
time.
coming for you?
My brother is. So like this shit is, he said, speak on this shit being popular. So I'm speaking on it. Joe, Jabril, Aleya. Okay. Next week, Agatha returns. We'll be giving you our instant reactions to Agatha All Along, and we fucking can't wait. God damn it. Our producers are Steve, the architect Ahlman, Jonathan, Chocolate Drop, Kermah, Aleya, O'Brien, Zenieris, Jomi, the explainer, Adeniran. On social, Jomi, Ronaldo, Adeniran. That's old, right?
That's the third.
Come on.
Oh, man.
Steve.
Sorry, it's my first week back. We got to have one.
And
All right,
additional
all right,
production
all right.
from Arjuna, the Watcha, the Sick Boy, Mr. Sick, Ramgopal. Chuck, take us out.
We apologize to Tolkien. The future is bright. We enjoyed this episode and our movies being white.
Also, just spoiler for everything that's white, the Middle Passage, smaller, slavery, just anything like that's like out there.
What's the wait? Okay. Was there a plot twist that I missed
Why don't you tell
with
me?
white people?
Why don't you tell me?
I don't know.
Why
I'm trying to
put
say.
yourself in that situation?
Why don't you tell me?
Why would I put
You have a
myself in
problem
this
with me?
entire
You got
situation?
a problem with me saying that?
We got an hour
Wait, what are
plus.
the top 5 whitest? Like, is Mayo like a white people thing?
Like mayonnaise?
Yeah.
Overhated mayonnaise, in my opinion.
No,
Oh my
it-
God, Steve, are you just trying to get fucked
Yeah,
over?
Come on, man. Let's be for
I mean,
real.
okay, so here's the thing.
White people put mayonnaise in everything.
But it depends though. See, here's the deal.
Okay.
It's an ingredient. It's not a condiment.
Here's the deal though.
Are you
Because
serious?
black people love
Right.
ranch.
This is true.
Ranch
Yeah,
is basically mayonnaise with a PR team.
exactly.
No, mayonnaise with
No.
spice.
Also,
I
where
mean,
would deviled
it's-
eggs be without mayonnaise, by the way?
What is one of the main bases to ranch is mayonnaise.
Yeah, but it's
When you eat, that's not true.
you can make mayonnaise without
Ranch,
mayonnaise.
ranch
but
dressing
It's
ingredients.
buttermilk.
It's
Buttermilk is
sour
the main
garlic,
thing.
mustard, herbs. I'm
Oh,
not really seeing mayonnaise.
Mayo
Well, there's
is
sauce
egg
used-
and oil.
Oh wait, so mayonnaise is not in ranch.
sauce based
It
on
can
mayonnaise
be in
or
ranches.
oil. It's like it's like a variant of it. So
but
technically,
the
yes.
main thing is buttermilk.
Okay,
Yeah.
so wait a
So it's
second. Wait a
different.
second. Wait a second. Hold on,
Sour
real
cream.
quick, just so we know, because this was long held. So there's no mayonnaise in ranch.
There
Mayonnaise-
can be
there
mayonnaise.
can be
in
mayonnaise
ranch.
in ranch. It is not
Most,
essential to
honestly,
ranch.
Yeah, most.
Traditionally, no.
No, yeah,
Traditionally,
no.
it's buttermilk.
For a lot, yes.
No, Aleya, Jomi is a chef, and he's saying you full of
Girl,
shit.
Jomi and
You
me
like wait,
chefing off.
wait, hold on. You eat Wingstop Ranch, right?
I do eat Wingstop brand.
That's mayo in there.
Maybe.
It's mayo, buttermilk, and
Dog, this
the
beef
hidden
is-
the Hidden
Whoa!
Valley Ranch season.
Traditionally,
Hands on business for
buttermilk.
the sauces.
Aleya, might be time for you to sit your ass down. I'm just joking. So wait a minute. This is what we'll do. There's only one way to prove this, Aleya.
By Googling
Got
it?
to order
No.
Wingstop.
No. This will happen on the next podcast.
Okay, wow.
This will happen on the next podcast. Aleya, I want you to bring your 3. We're gonna have a bunch of wings here. I want you to bring your 3 non-mayonnaise based ranches. Jomi, I need you to bring your 3.
Are you just trying to make us cook for you?
No. I'll pay for the wings.
Okay.
Stop, you guys. Stop acting like I don't come through when it's time to have food.
I mean, last time
yeah,
you got
no, he provides.
you
when it
got
comes to food.
Fair enough.
burritos.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah, the
enough.
burrito thing.
Nah, nigga, I had to order 2 different sets of burritos. I made
Did you
sure
get your
y'all got
refund, right?
fed. Huh?
Got your refund, right?
I did not.
Whoa!
Uber Eats.
I did not. Uber
Uber
Eats.
Eats.
Let me tell you something right now.
Hey, hold on.
Uber Eats fucked me on the refund. They fucked me on the refund because they think that, and by the way, we can't be sure that Aleya didn't steal the burritos.
Oh,
Oh, the burrito bandit.
The burrito
We got the
bandit.
chicken nugget bandit right
Well,
here.
first
We
of
got
all,
the
we can't-
burrito bandit
Because
over there.
Aleya went down and then she came back and she was no
Empty-handed.
burritos down
mysteriously no
Ooh.
burritos.
there. Mysteriously no burritos. We can't be sure that Aleya didn't steal the burritos. Now, she's not a thief. But what she is a businesswoman. So I could easily see her going down there and being like, on her way back up, like, I got burritos, man. $2 a piece, $2 a piece.
She flips burritos
on the way from downstairs
But seriously,
to the studio.
I want to battle between Aleya's
a
sauce off is crazy.
Ranch based, non-Mayo based ranch and Jomi's Mayo based ranch, because I feel, now that I think about it, Aleya, I have made like the ranch packs at home, and there was no mayonnaise when you make them.
Ranch pack is just a seasoning, though.
But what did I put in it?
And it's like dried milk.
Sour cream usually.
Sour cream is what was used.
So mayonnaise is probably used as a thickener, right? If you want a thick ranch, that's what it is. Because buttermilk is a little bit runnier. Yeah. So if you want a thick ranch, that's why people are putting mayo into it.
So we're gonna do this. On the next show, while we do, I don't want to take away from Agatha.
Of course not.
Oh no, you wouldn't dare.
Come on, we should do it a little bit later, around lunchtime, if we can.
Okay.
And then we'll have an actual ranch off, and with Jomi's 3 mayonnaise-based ranches, and then Aleya's non-mayonnaise-based ranches, and we'll just see what we like better.
I'm gonna be there for support. I don't touch fucking ranch. I don't fuck with it.
You don't like ranch?
Fuck ranch.
I could do it. God damn. All right.
Wow.
Enough about this. We've gone off on a tangent already.